síntomas y just said to call you up if I needed anything. You know I'm no one to rely on, baby. But if I'm being honest with myself, I'm afraid that I'm not well. As I stare into the blackness, singing, sway, sway.
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, we're still in the pre-stream. Okay, so I'm not getting started with any topics. I just put in a new SSD. And so like I moved some shit around, and now my like PC's like being really cringe. Of fucking course my webcam's not working. Insane. Insane. I'm gonna do the annoying thing of unplugging it and plugging it back in. Let me hold on. There we go. It worked. I fixed it. I fixed it, chat. We're better. We're better now. We're better. Could you imagine if I was naked? What up, guys? Dude, I have been a busy little beaver this week, chat. I've been a busy little beaver. Okay. Work has been really fucking busy this week. So I wasn't able to stream. And yeah, that's that really. I mean, work was just busy. Got in a car accident last night. Not fun. Which, by the way, the only reason I got in that car accident is because I had a work thing. It's like a fundraising gala. That's what happens when you work for a non-for-profit. Coming home at 10 o'clock at night. Fucking Buck runs into the new Jeep Wrangler. I mean, it's a used car, but you know, it's new to my family. You okay? Yeah, yeah. So's the deer, by the way. Okay, it ran into us going about 15 miles per hour. Us going 15, but the damage is very bad. The entire driver's side door won't fucking open. Which is shit. Did you keep the deer? You can't even do that. It's illegal. Another thing Jake Paul took from us. Okay, all right. Listen, for those of you that were like, I can't wait for Mike Tyson to win, did you really think Mike Tyson was gonna win? I have been enjoying the second anniversary for DK. Thank you, Stefan. I have Cinderella. I don't have Grave, but you know I got Cinderella. You hit a deer, you can keep it. No, the fuck you can't. Not New York. Not New York, you can't. Got both of them first pull. Maybe. Fuck you. Go get a lotto ticket right now. Go get a lotto ticket right now. Okay. Stream Elements bot, right, should also have like new stuff attached to it, so hopefully that's working. He's a little late to the party. Nikkei is my gotcha game of choice. But yeah, been busy, obviously. But yeah, speaking of, those of you that thought Mike Tyson was winning, what do you mean, man? What do you mean? What do you think? You think he's gonna? You thought he was gonna win? I don't know. I follow boxing. It's been like my sport. Opblock, thank you for the 5 gifted. Wait a second, I forgot that was the sound now. There's different ones for different tiers now. It was just too it was too distracting to have to farts all the time. So I know some of you are gonna be upset. but now we have the Lego breaking and dying noise. I do have I think if you, and it might be through both Stream Elements and Super Chat, but I think if you donate $10, I have like a two mad mention.
Ornament celebrates 11 months of membership. Bring back the fart or we riot.
The fart's done. The fart's 2024. Okay, we're moving into 2025.
The Weaver of Dreams celebrates 13 months of membership. Bring back the farts.
All right, fart era is over, guys. Fart era is over. I forgot what I set it to because I was like trying. Mishi's gonna be doing some more art and changing stuff up, like the starting soon screen is gonna change. All that stuff, right? But yeah, that's oh yeah, fuck, I keep getting distracted. The
Draftle celebrates 10 months of membership. Hashtag free the farts. Fart era reigns supreme.
No, it's done. It's done. It's over. It's Jover, bro. Okay? This is Donald Trump's America. No, it's not about CoffeeZilla. I read through the report that was put out from the crypto guys that did the report on MrBeast. I don't really like it. It's really just that MrBeast owns a lot of crypto wallets, which is not unheard of if you're somebody with a lot of capital.
Diesel not only won't crush a melon, but no more parts. Remember what he took from us.
That little, it was up here, but the Metal Slug Diesel was done by Cat a long time ago. But yeah, that fight is brutal. If anybody follows boxing, yeah, Mike Tyson had an injury prior to the fight even happening, and he was definitely, like, his knee was fucked up from training. I think he had a bad fall or something from what I remember. There was like a time where he wasn't walking at all. So the fact that he's standing and he's in the fucking ring at 58 is fucking phenomenal. The guy is probably one of the healthiest 58-year-olds I've seen. Clearly, he had to. By the way, he like said in a post-fight interview that he like needed surgery and a blood transfusion and stuff like that, right? Like 58, he might have lost some speed, but clearly he's got power in those punches, okay? Right? At least we got to see his butt. That was, yeah, dude, the fucking stream from Netflix. I'm paying like $24 a month for fucking Netflix, bro. And they can't even keep up a live stream for something. It's terrible. I thought it was really interesting what he said in the post-fight interview. Let me go find that. I'll give my 2 cents on what he said on Zitter. Manufactured ass fight. I don't think it was manufactured. I don't think that decision was determined prior to them getting in the ring. Jake Paul is young. He's in his prime. He can fight. He's not. I don't think he's an amazing boxer. I don't think like if he was fighting prime era Mike Tyson, I mean he would have killed Jake Paul. He would have killed Jake Paul. Jake Paul just doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the ring time. He just hasn't been a fighter long enough. But yeah, Mike Tyson said, this is one of those situations when you lost but still won. I'm grateful for last night. No regrets getting in the ring one last time. I almost died in June, had 8 blood transfusions, lost half my blood and 25 pounds in the hospital, and had to fight to get healthy. To fight, so I won. To have my children see me stand toe-to-toe and finish 8 rounds with a talented fighter half my age in front of the packed Dallas Cowboys Stadium is an experience that no man has the right to ask for. Thank you. Manufactured in the sense that it should have never happened in the first place. Yeah, I will say this. I don't think that fight should have been sanctioned based on their age gap. Losing half your blood isn't natural. Something happened. That's how he got all the AIDS out of his system. They drained him like a grape, okay? Taking the wine from him. I don't know if any of you are like athletic or have athletic pursuits. I mean, like, not like you go to the gym. I mean, like you have some serious, like, you do like some kind of sport. I know for me, for some reason, I don't know why, but when I don't have a goal, I don't get healthy. But when I have like a goal where it's either I make this or I will fail, all of a sudden I'm able to get healthy. I don't know what it is about it by setting up something like that, but like for Mike Tyson, I could see how him, kind of training himself back to health as a 58-year-old man might have like been incentivized by the fact that he was going to be getting in the ring again, right? Because I'm the same way.
Jake Paul v Joe Biden next. Who you got?
What's that joke that everybody kept saying on Twitter after it happened? I can't wait for Jake Paul to fight Jimmy Carter. Right? It's probably not good to have to basically do a bunch of like athletic pursuits to get healthy, but those are the things that kind of drive me to do that. Jimmy Carter for the win. But yeah, I don't think that fight should have happened at all. I don't think it should happen at all. You see Jake Paul was pulling punches during that fight. Okay? He was clearly did not want to put Mike Tyson on the ground. And to be said, if he put Mike Tyson on the ground, at 58, Mike Tyson might not have gotten back up. He's probably taken a lot of fucking brain damage from being punched his entire career. I got pinged. Yeah, him getting all that treatment is akin to blood doping. Yeah, didn't Lance Armstrong do all of that? I do believe he did. I got back home so late that I only got to see the women's undercard. Or I think they were a co-main event. But Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, fucking insane. That fight was insane, guys. Holy shit. Listen, watching the Paul Tyson fight is kind of miserable and really sad because it's like watching a legend get old, and we kind of think of our sports athletes as, you know, eternally youthful and eternally healthy. But just watch the other fight, okay? Because Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor is holy shit, that was one of the best boxing matches I've seen in the last 10 years, okay? Like modern boxing fights, like matches are a lot more, in my opinion, they're a lot more technical now, right? I think for famous boxers, if we're talking about like Mayweather, right? People didn't like watching him fight. And the reason is that he's very safe and boring. This is not that. This was like the animalistic like fucking fighting that like got Mike Tyson famous, okay? Both of the fighters were some of the most brutal badasses fucking ever, okay? That like their previous fight was good. This one was way better. Holy shit. The call out for who won that fight is bullshit. Yes, Amanda Serrano was robbed. I agree. In my opinion, watching the fight, I was like, Katie Taylor to me looked like she was going in for holds specifically so that way she could headbutt and kind of cover it up with the hold, right? And so it looked to me like she was using the holds to get a cheeky headbutt in, and she got like two. Fucking Amanda Serrano's eyelid was basically fucking halfway open, okay? There's blood everywhere. It was an insane fight. Those women are fucking incredible. I mean, they're both at the top of their game. And I do want to say this, right? Everybody's saying Mike Tyson's old, and 58 is old, and you should probably not be fighting at 58. But Katie Taylor, I believe she's 38. Or it might be Amanda Serrano that's 38. And I think Katie Taylor might be 36. Okay? Like, I know when we think of boxers, we think of somebody maybe like 25, 26, 27. These women were, you know, they were in their late 30s, and they 110% were at the peak of physical fitness. Okay? But I totally want to see those two fight again. Amanda Serrano needs to get that comeback. And yes, Katie Taylor was the most Irish motherfucker ever. Was an Irish person ever. It's very funny. You know, it's interesting what nationalities get attracted to what sports. Because, like, Latinos seem to gravitate towards, like, boxing and baseball. The Irish, I see a lot of Irish people in boxing. Like, I don't... like, it's just one of those weird things where it's like, you see a lot of those folks in that sport. I don't know why. There's probably a historical reason for both of those cultures to be in that, but I just found it was very interesting. And yes, Katie Taylor, Diesel forgetting soccer exists. Well, fucking, we're not talking about soccer. Who gives a shit? Soccer's cringe and boring. Dominicans in baseball. But yeah, I've been mourning the Tyson Paul fight all day. But I will say, for the people who bet on Mike Tyson, what did you think they were feeding Mike Tyson? Ever watch rugby? I used to play rugby in college, because of course I did. Mr. VTuber out here calling soccer players nerds. I find the sport boring to watch. I find it boring to watch. I just do. I'm sorry, Europeans. It is. I find it boring. Listen, I could have. Also, Tyson's off the roids after his surgery. Jake is roided up. Listen, they were probably feeding Mike Tyson tons of Sunday sauce under the table, okay? Right? For 58, he's probably juiced up to the gills still, right? It was the only way to keep his fucking organs running. But yeah, I mean, Jake Paul has a lot of money. He's definitely juiced up, right? My opinion is when you're a professional athlete, everybody at the peak level is probably doing a little something that's suspicious, right? So I am not like, I'm not saying that everybody should openly be doing steroids in professional sports. What I'm saying is that many of them probably are doing things akin to that to get an edge. I was about to say Mike is very firm for an old man. Well, like, even if he's not roided up, for example, right? If he's still lifting and maintaining his muscle, he's still gonna maintain this status of like fitness, right? So it's not gonna just vanish. But I honestly, I was impressed that Mike Tyson was able to even fucking get in there, personally. I thought it was astounding. I wish listen, I understand that he had like a shit ton of shit done to end up in that ring, okay? But if you or I were walking down the street and you ran into 58-year-old Mike Tyson and you got in a fight with 58-year-old Mike Tyson, he'd kill you. Okay? He'd kill you. I think a lot of people are kind of looking at that. You know how it's like sometimes guys be like, I could fight a bear. There's some guys that be looking at Mike Tyson going, I could take 58-year-old Mike Tyson. No, you can't. No, you can't. If you think you can take 58-year-old Mike Tyson, you have brainworms, okay? Not only is Mike Tyson still big for an old guy, right? You don't lose those skills, okay? He's still gonna move faster than however you're gonna punch. All right? He knows how to do it properly. Sorry, just came in and I thought that Mike would win. I'm sorry you gotta find out this way. Yeah, the whole biting fixation thing. By the way, why did like 2 out of the 3 commentators not know about Mike Tyson's biting fixation? You could go look, you know how easy it is to look up old photos of Mike Tyson? There are tons of photos of him in the ring biting his glove, okay? Like, I don't understand how people were like, I had no idea about this. What do you mean? How did you become a commentator and not know this? And then the one guy's there trying to like tell them, well, this is something he does. This is something he does. And then the other one would be like, I don't like how he does that. I don't like how what are you talking about? How'd you get here and not know that he does that? Like, that's one of his most defining traits as a boxer. Okay? Because that's weird. Right? That's like a professional baseball player that has like a weird gait when he stands to hit the ball. Okay? You being like, I think that's disrupting his airflow. Motherfucker, he accomplished most of his knockouts biting on that fucking glove. Okay? Fucking, he bit Evander Holyfield's ear off. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. People are treating the ear bite scenario as if like that was a weird like moment in time. Okay? The ear biting thing was not like him doing something uncommon. Motherfucker be biting. Fixation on biting. Had to replace half the blood in his body. Sounds like a vampire to me. He has always done it. I was looking at old Mike Tyson stuff after the fight and being like, why the fuck are they talking about his biting so much? Like did they like is it really that rare? And like literally top results is like tons of pictures of him in the ring biting his glove. Okay? Against tons of opponents. And by the way, he's not biting down soft. Fucking he's biting. How do people not know about the biting thing? I don't know. That was driving me nuts. That was driving me fucking nuts. They didn't listen. 2-minute rounds, okay? 8 rounds. All 8 rounds. They didn't shut up about that. And then, like, this one guy desperately tried to tell the other two, listen, this is normal. This is no motherfucker. Shut up. But Diesel, we have a real fight we need to see. Too Mad versus Scarlet. Who will rise from hell? Who gets to challenge the boss? Dude, that's gonna be a really weird cage match in hell. But yeah, so their announcers were nobodies. Well, their announcers, 2 of the announcers were celebrities. One of them is a commentator, right? But like as I was watching it, I was like, why are the 2 people that are on with the person who's a commentator not also like people that are familiar with the sport? It was very weird how there was like 2 people that were not like really familiar with the sport there. They were like, you know how like celebrities are passingly aware of the sport. They don't really pay attention to it or care about it the way like a commentator would that does this as a job. What was the name of the YouTuber who was exposed for biting his girlfriend? That's Wilbur Soot, right? Literally, the only things I knew about Tyson is his lisp and ear bite. Yeah, but the what I mean is that people take the ear bite as like a weird moment in time, and not like a tick of the boxer. But yeah, the announcers were terrible. I could not even like it was just like God. Commentary also needs to be really fast. So that way it helps narrate what's going on, and it kind of adds some energy. And then again, the 2 that were just celebrities, the celebrities that were commentating were bad, period. Wilbur Soot would get along with Tyson. Would win in a fight, Wilbur Soot or Mike Tyson? Jake was never going to win public perception wise. He beat up a 58-year-old man who hasn't played the sport in over 2 decades. Yeah. I mean, either way you dice it, Jake was going to look like an asshole. I don't know. Okay. I don't mind walkouts being a little bit extravagant. I think for boxing, going to the point where we're having wrestling introductions is a little cringe. I'm not like a super huge fan of that. I thought it was really, really telling. Jake Paul's coming out. He's wearing these $1 million boxing trunks. He's got this incredible, fucking low rider. Him and his brother are riding on. The car was wild. The car was nice, but then Mike Tyson comes out, and it's just Mike Tyson. Okay? Needs no introduction. Okay? But I don't YouTube boxing has always had this air of kind of being like wrestling. And I was boxing before it became cool again. When I was young, I had started doing Taekwondo. I didn't really like that. And then we had moved around from dojos until we found a sensei I liked. Found a sensei I liked, was with them for a little bit, and then my sensei killed himself. And so I went into boxing. And I had an amazing trainer as a young kid. And yeah, I was doing it for a bit. And I enjoyed it for a really long time. And I had started to pick it up again when the creator clash, the first one happened. uh. Hey, listen, I was a child. I was probably like 10, 11 when it happened. It was really, you know, when I think back on it, my mom was trying to like sugarcoat it and be like, it was an accident. She should have just been straightforward with me and told me that he killed himself, in my opinion. But yeah, they didn't tell me he killed himself. I figured it out. I like put two and two together as I got like a little older. But yeah, and then I went into boxing, and I've loved boxing. The only reason I don't do it right now is because I'm broke, and I can't afford training. But I like I've always enjoyed it. I've always watched it. It's a shame that it's so inaccessible to a lot of people, right? Because you got to get pay-per-view and stuff for it. Because I think for a lot of people, that's like it's like a poor man's sport, right? Where, you know, like soccer is kind of like a poor person's sport where like, you know, anybody could like get into it and start doing it. Only recently, in my opinion, has boxing gotten really expensive. Um, I think people are starting to catch on to how like good it is for you to do something like that. Not the hitting yourself, but the physical activity of doing it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty mixed on YouTube boxing. Most YouTube boxing events I've watched have been kind of bad. I think everybody's kind of cringe, and I think there's a lot of vanity. And it's not really. It's just giving insecure, in my opinion. I love the sport, and you know, so these fighters, some of these people are like the best fighters in the world, you know, and then you just have these fucking YouTubers who just kind of like, I'm gonna pick it up because I'm rich, and I just don't like that, really, personally. It's just really shit. I want to see one of these YouTubers fight somebody that like actually fucking matters, instead of these like washed up boxers or retired athletes. You know, gatekeeping. Yes. Gatekeeping. Listen, man, Jake Paul is already reaping the rewards of living off my home country's tax benefits, okay? He can go fuck off from the sport I like. Yeah, the last creator clash, there were some people that were really poorly trained. And I think that kind of shows that they're just motherfuckers in YouTube boxing that do not care. Either trainers or athletes. I'm counting the YouTubers as athletes in this equation, right? And for me, it's just like, okay, you know, boxing kind of requires like a lot of time and energy, right? And then you're also going to be spending a majority of it training, and just not a lot of your time is spent in a ring. But these guys kind of try and circumvent that, spend no time training, and then also try and step foot in the ring. And it just makes a really dangerous, unsafe scenario for a lot of people, right? A lot of those YouTubers who get in the ring really shouldn't be. They're not trained to that efficiency, right? They don't spend, they haven't spent any part of their life doing physical activity. They spend most of it at a desk. So you just end up with people who really shouldn't be doing this quickly, right? You shouldn't go from like in 6 months to your first like pro fight, right? That's like you're just setting up a recipe for disaster. The only celebrity fighting I can enjoy properly is MTV's Celebrity Deathmatch. But yeah, I like that boxing is getting more popular. I feel like for a time it was kind of like considered like a niche weird sport. Unironically, low-skilled boxers cause more injuries because they're clumsy and don't know how to defend themselves. Well, yeah, that's the problem, you know? It's like, fuck. Did it Aaron from Game Grumps box the epic mealtime guy? Yeah, and anybody could have told you that that was a horribly dangerous matchup. Okay? Like, Jesus Christ, look at Harley and then look at Aaron and then tell me who you think will win. Like, it doesn't take a genius for that betting scenario. I don't think they understand how much danger they're putting themselves into. Yeah, no, I don't think they do. Right? Like, I was scared during, and here's how Jake Paul has spent enough time to know that if he did not slow down a bit for Mike Tyson, he could have killed him. Like, he genuinely could have killed Mike Tyson yesterday. But I think a lot of these YouTubers don't realize you can die doing this, okay? Would you fight a creator clash? I don't think they'd let me in the building, personally. I mean, I'd love to fight, not a creator clash, and not as a YouTuber. I never want to be introduced as a YouTuber who is a boxer. I'd rather be a boxer who does YouTube. Okay? I fight in the streets. Could have been worse. Could have been Chris Raygun versus that one dude from SourceFed. Yeah, that was an incredibly dangerous matchup that they had. There was no fucking reason for that. If you could fight any YouTuber that's not already dead, who would it be? What is Turkey Tom too short for me? He's like 5'6", right? I'm 5'9". That matchup might be a little sus. I'm gonna have the reach. I'd fight Turkey Tom, right? Like that's like the obvious one from my community, right? Like who the fuck else would I fight? I'd go gut to gut with Nick Diorio. I think you versus Destiny could be funny. Destiny is really skinny. I'm heavyweight, so I would have to cut like fucking 60 pounds to hit Destiny's weight. Or we'd have to meet in the middle there somewhere. Would your boxer name still be Diesel? Yeah. Yeah. I have to be Diesel. Right? By the way, Jake Paul giving himself his own nickname? Cringe. Dude, the problem child, Jake Paul, is so cringe. Cringe. You gave yourself that nickname. It's cringe to give yourself a nickname, okay? I didn't choose the nickname Diesel. That was bestowed upon me as a young person. I didn't choose it. It chose me. And by the way, Mr. Ohio Jake Paul, I understand that you've been spending time in Puerto Rico, right? I'm sure you speak a lot of Spanish by now. Jake El Gallo Paul, really? Brother, you were blonde. FPS Pookie Bear Diesel. God damn. Oh, by the way, the body spray they were using is called W by Jake Paul. Well, you know what? I'm sure 10-year-old boys that play Call of Duty are going to be real excited about picking that one up. More like Jake El Gringo Paul. El Gallo, I mean, he is a bit of a cock. Yeah, it's literally a Axe body spray product that they're selling. That's really, yeah, that's it. But yeah, the Tyson Paul fight, I knew it was gonna be a massacre. Okay, anybody who follows the sport is like, this is obvious. For those of you that believe in magic, I'm sorry that you were just told Santa Claus ain't real. I'm sorry. But like, motherfucker, did you like listen, one of the funniest tweets was, I'm gonna read it out, hold on. I retweeted this. It's because it was fucking funny. Right? Honestly, I'm at the point where Mike Tyson, Jesus. I'm at the point where Mike Tyson could go into the ring with a 12 gauge, blow Jake Paul's head clean off, and I'd still go good match. The better man won. Guys, I accidentally slipped into ooh-woo speech. Sorry. I didn't believe Tyson would win, but I wanted him to win. And while I do follow boxing enough, but probably not as much as you, I don't think Paul was holding back. I think he was holding back. I think that Jake was being very honest in that post-fight interview. There was one guy recently, he's 21-0 with 20 wins by knockout. Fuck, I can't remember his name. He's Spanish. He's Latino. But he challenged Jake. He's either Latino or Arabic. Fuck, I can't remember his name. Either way, he challenged Jake Paul. And I'd like to see that because that guy does compete and is a professional. I don't know. I just don't buy Paul being at a professional level. I think he's a high level amateur. Yeah, Jake Paul prioritizing these money prize fights kind of speaks to his level as an athlete, in my opinion. He's Spanish. Listen, what I'm saying is he's brown, okay? Fuck. Was it Canelo? God, hold on. Let me just Google it. Chat. He has melanin. Dude, fucking people are only talking about the Conor McGregor challenge versus Jake Paul. I don't think that, listen, if it happens, sure, but like that's just another Jake Paul marketing vehicle crap. Some heavyweight also challenged him. Yeah, I saw that. Wasn't McGregor featherweight? He's moved weight classes. Wasn't it Manny? I don't know how to spell his last name. And McGregor got a new knee. Let me look at Happy Punch. I think they might have talked about it on their promotion. Okay, I think he's Middle Eastern. Just, yes, it's Arthur Bitterbabe. Butchered that one. But yeah, that would be a much more interesting fight, in my opinion. His clips are insane. Yeah. Diesel, just shut up. Unfortunately, I'm streaming, so I can't shut up Cloudy. It's not in my contract. He sounds Russian. Oh, somebody posted a clip. I don't know what fight this is from. Does that say autism? Does that... I know that says Austin. I'm pretty sure that says autism. Guys, I'm reading that correctly, right? Those trunks I'm reading correctly. Right? Does that say autism? Because it looks like it. Oh my god. I know it's Austin. But it looks like autism.
If Smith's going to keep his distance and how he's going to keep his distance, because right away you see the gap being closed.
Look at the maul right away. Beterbiev's mauling him right away. And that left hook.
That right hand.
Whip. And there's a right hand to the body from Beterbiev. Did you hear that?
Jake Paul would have to lose weight for this fight.
Then I saw the reaction. It almost folded him up like a chair. Good jab.
Oh, that was a powerful jab. He has a pile driver level jab.
Oh,
right hand to the body. Right
New idea, booty shorts with autism bedazzled on that. I will get to Mr. Beast in a second. I'm on an autistic fixation right now, okay?
Body.
Better BF.
Wait, it does say autism on his ass? Wait, what? Oh, yeah, it does. Huh.
He has a pile driver level jab.
Oh,
Right hand to the
crushing
body
right hand to
again
the body.
from Better BF. Countering with the left as
Good
well. And now
jab.
doubling up the jab. Good work with the jab.
I'm sorry. This guy, Mike Tyson is old and can't move. This guy can move around a ring. Okay. Oh my God, the difference.
You the shorter man, shorter reach, but you're winning the jab battle.
There's a
Nice
right
uppercut
uppercut
on
on
the
the
inside and
inside
top.
out. Chopping right hand.
Yes. See, them punches don't look like anything, right? They are. They're heavy blows.
Even
Is his nickname? His nickname is not autism.
glancing blows from Better BF can do serious damage. And Smith's in trouble. He's in big trouble here in round 4. The champ peppering him.
Bo Black's
Headshot
getting
after headshot, trying to free himself on the inside, and he does. Smith trying to hold up to it.
Good jab.
Has such a powerful jab.
Gotta give it.
Yeah, like you could, the difference in speed is insane compared to the last. I mean, this also isn't heavyweight, right? You're gonna see guys move a lot faster as you start to move down weight classes, or at least generally that's the case. Paul would not survive this. I want it so bad. I want Paul to fall to the ground and be knocked out.
The body. Probing
Smith is
with
tough.
that.
Smith is tough.
Short right hand again from Better BF. Above
Good
the
jab,
brow,
coming
around the
underneath.
right eye, on the left cheek. Swelling and bruising. Another short
Light
right
and
hand on
fast,
the
heavy,
inside.
slow, incredible science.
Oh, sets him up. Balance.
Set him
He's
up.
never been knocked down. Smith is in trouble. Better BF caught him with a right hand. And now the head attack. Left and right. And that is the first time the former champ has ever been down. The most dangerous puncher in the game.
I did. Okay, you know what? This is a great way to let's segue into Mr. Yeast. Okay, let's segue into Mr. Yeast because I was informed of something recently, chat. I was informed of a Twitter post. Okay. I was informed of a Twitter post from Mr. Brett. Not a Mr. Breast Twitter post. Dude, this is so fucking strange when I look at this image. There is something weird about this image. Oh my God, dude. Rosanna Pansino. The new me starts tomorrow. Are you all seated? What the fuck, dude? Okay, listen. I'm beginning to think Rosanna Pansino might have a foot fetish. Okay? Can we say that I think she's got a foot fetish. Does she? I feel like she has a foot fetish, chat. But Diesel, would you smash? I feel like what is on the box is not what I'd get in the box. You know what I mean? Like I feel like what I think I'm gonna get and what I actually get is gonna be different. You know what I mean? 100%. She talks about her wiki feet way too much. Yeah, I really do think she gets off on the idea of people getting off to her feet. Okay. Well, Rosanna, as I talked about on a prior stream, had no passing interest in journalism, but feels that she wants to get into making tea content because what the world needs is another person making tea, or not making tea, fucking making tea content. Jesus Christ. I'm really fucking tired, guys, okay? It's been a long week. I watched Cope and Seethe, and I think one of the guys who are also in her group have a foot thing. I only remember a picture of a woman with cake on her foot, though. Yeah, she keeps unprovoked, like, having an unprovoked conversation about her wiki feet. But, yeah, dude, this photo, I mean, yes, it looks edited. I'm not even going to say that it doesn't. I think it might just be that this was taken on an iPhone because, like, the blur looks like there's some digital blur effect, right? And there's a chair, and I think the chair's on a lazy boy, which is why it's kind of floating like that. You're not tired, you're old. I'm 26. I'm over the hill, guys. I think it's Jover for me. Somebody call Nerd City. Oh wait. This legit seems like she's that. But yeah, she's gonna be getting into to doing another podcast because that's what we need. Right? Imagine 30, Diesel. You're gonna be more tired. I think calling it now, I think I'll be in better shape when I'm at 30 than 26. That's my prediction. That's the Diesel prediction for the future. I just got a ping on Discord. Why, dude? What is wrong with her, dude? What is going on here? Why is she taking her fucking grippers out, bro? What's going on? Dude! Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, she's doing this for free. She don't even make money off of this. Imagine how much money she'd make off of one foot job on OF. Oh shit. Only Toes subscription. Girl, stop it. Giving out the grippers for free. Oh my god. This is like when Quentin Tarantino has a scene of him sucking on Margot Robbie's toes, dude. God. Did you see her fucking music video she did with some glup shitto rapper? Literally ends with her with whipped cream on her face. It's fucking wild. I would love to see that. Do you think she doesn't wash her toes? No, I think she like appeals to the clean foot fetishist, you know? I feel like she appreciates a clean foot. Right? She's not one of those dirty gripper cells. Oh my god. Maybe she doesn't have a foot. No, I think she has. I think she gets off on the attention her feet bring. I think she likes that people jerk off to her feet. Listen, I know that there's at least one person in this chat who's jerked off to the idea of me. I'm not like particularly seeking that out, but I do think it's based that it happened. Actually, I know people have had sex in my streams. Never mind. But I don't think that's really based because the intention with that was copying some commentary glup shitto drama. What? Diesel, you're giving them too much power. Oh no, I can't play this. This has Vivo in it. Diesel, you have for some reason started a lot of sexual relationships. I don't know why. Didn't people... Not only did people goon in my server, okay? People from my server met up in real life and had sex in real life. There's an alternate universe where I am literally Unk, okay? Where's Rosanna in this? Which is also, yeah, this is some glup shit rapper. Who the fuck is this guy? Is that Rosanna? No. Is she just an extra in a music video? Oh wait, yeah, there she is. Okay, the Rosanna's trad wife thing is like also part of the fetish, right? Can we admit that? I think that's part of the fetish. I think that's a fetish. I think she has like a weird trad wife kink. Okay, I'm calling it. And yes, that is a wig. That is a wig. And it is a bad wig, and it looks bad on her. Oh my god. She has the dude, she's like the barefoot trad wife Wojak, dude. Yeah, the whole barefoot stay-at-home wife vibe. Exactly. Exactly. This upsets my dummy Diesel. Holy shit. Alrighty. So, there was a MrBeast video released recently by Soggy Cereal, right? This is the main one of the hour. It's like a big expose. God, this is an hour long. Fuck. Ugh. I'm gonna explode, chat. I'm gonna explode. Can we watch more boxing? Time to watch it for a third time. I don't trust Soggy Cereal at all. Okay, what? So I've heard the general consensus that some of the information is good, some of it not so much. I saw YouTube drama mods having like a crash out over this, right? And they were like overly freaking out that some of their like narrative about MrBeast was getting debunked. Obviously the stuff is more nuanced than people kept trying to purport it as. I think the real problem here is that Dogpack and Rosanna have gotten to go, you know, fuck off with their stupid bullshit story, right? Yeah, but it's r/YT drama. They're awful people. Yeah, I mean, okay, r/YouTube drama is basically just a T drama subreddit, in my opinion, right? Because they don't care about drama in the way people who cover drama care about drama. They spend like all their time like, you know, fucking bemoaning it. And I don't know if that's just like a Reddit thing or something. But like, fuck, dude. They got like such rancid vibes about it. I personally, I really don't care. I just don't care.
So what?
Well, because you're trying to fire me, and I want to
not.
work at this company.
I'm the CEO of this company. If I'm talking, don't interrupt.
And I've been trying to get to this point of working on MrBeast for a long time. Can I please have a second chance?
You were the manager of Dawson, or Dogpack 404.
I was the manager of Dogpack 404 for a time being.
If you had to describe the working conditions when Dawson was working with you in ideation with one word, what word would it be?
I would say it was depressing.
The war crime stuff, that was a joke. Why did you make that joke?
Actively right now, by the videos that Dawson is making, he is actively hurting the philanthropy that is helping thousands and millions of lives.
Oh, so you want to cheaply manipulate people by imitating Content Cop? I'll show you imitating Content Cop.
What we do here is go back.
Dude, fucking... Okay, alright. I watched this video about nostalgia recently by Tail Foundry. I'm sorry, but like, listen, the internet can do better than copy the past. And I think we need to stop the Ouroboros of culture eating itself. So leave content cop in the past. It's done. We don't need to evoke it because iDubbbz the Emperor has no clothes. Okay? iDubbbz was always cringe. Listen, it's of a time and place, you know. It's like when I talk about medieval peasants, right? I'm not judging them on the characteristics of us in our current time and place. I'm judging them based on their time and place. Okay? So I'm judging people for 2016 in the era that is 2016. I'm not airing it by today's standards. I will say he does have the body pheno. He has like the iDubbbz phenotype, right? He's like skinny and pasty, and you know he's just got the look.
Oh, fuck.
He looks like a kid. He looks like a kid who would wear the gamer shirt where it's like, I don't die, I respawn. This Euro iDubbbz, dude. An eat sleep
Hey,
gamer.
Serial. As most of you have probably guessed by now, this video won't just be about this alleged fraudulent and manipulative asshole, it'll also be about this confirmed fraudulent and manipulative asshole. Dogback404, also known as Dawson French, and his victims of manipulation. For the people who have not been exposed to his propaganda yet, Dogback404, or Dawson French, is an ex-MrBeast employee who worked there for about 3 weeks, and after being fired, made or worked on videos filled with lies about—
By the way, I will say, these original leaks, I'm pretty sure these come from Copenhagen. Shout out Copenhagen.
Worked there for about 3 weeks, and after being fired, made or worked on videos filled with lies about MrBeast. And I became suspicious of Dogback404 after he called me overdramatic for not wanting to spread serious accusations with unsubstantiated and easily refutable evidence. As well as because he tried to silence me with threats of slander after I started suspecting him of lying. So in this video, I will be debunking close to every accusation he and the people he manipulated have made. But Soggy, are you going to glaze the
One of my biggest criticisms of this video, Rosanna and Jake Weddle aren't victims, they're co-conspirators. Yeah. I listen, the way that this goes is that honestly, the reality is that Dogpack is just gonna be the fall guy. I mean, Jake Weddle's a fuck off nobody guy, right? So it doesn't really matter what happens to him. But Dogpack's the fall guy. Like, make no mistakes about it.
MrBeast, Soggy, are you going to decry the lunchly owning, alleged intentionally registered sex offender hiring MrBeast, Soggy? No. See, I think we can all agree that lunchly, kinda cringe. Logan Paul KSI collab, kinda, that's a yikes out of 10, okay? And the fucking mold situation, that is disgustingly messed up, and I'm never eating that shit in my life. But that doesn't mean that just because this spiteful, vengeful ghoul accuses MrBeast—
Well, one thing I will say about the Lunchly drama that was like fucking Haktua reference. You know, guys, when I die, I hope it says Haktua on my grave. Speaking of, did you see that the Haktua girl has a boyfriend now, and she launched an AI. Dude, I hope Roko's basilisk is real and that the AI kills us all, because Haktua released a AI-powered dating app assistant that helps you figure out stuff about the person you could be going on a date with using AI. And she named the app after her partner. who affectionately has the original nickname of Pookie. So like the app can like determine your height based on photos you've taken. So, you know, if somebody's lying about their height on like Tinder, you can figure it out using Pookie AI from Haktua. This is, you know, you know what's so fucking crazy? Is that like a few years ago, right? Like you'd make a Harlem Shake and you'd be done. But these days, no, you gotta have an NFT, you gotta have a podcast, you gotta have a fucking app, okay? Like, bro, you're Jeremy Renner, okay? You don't need an app. You don't need an app, Jeremy Renner. Oh my god.
Of intentionally hiring a registered sex.
Oh wait. Oh, okay. All this. Okay. Fucking. Now. Here's how I think the production of Rosanna Pansino's Moldy Lunchly video went. I think Rosanna Pansino used a lot of her money to be like, let's go down to the store and buy 500 Lunchleys, and they just started opening them up, and that way they could find the one that had the mold in it. Not to say that there wasn't mold in the Lunchleys, right? Diesel Harlem Shake is what eventually led to Joji. Yeah, but you know, that's like, think of all the other Harlem Shakes that led to nothing. Yeah, so I think they were going through and they were opening up a bunch of them till they found one with mold in it. And so what I think happened after that, okay, because I've seen this happen before, right? Where YouTubers see that, and because they have zero efficacy, they decided to do the same thing as her and made their own videos overreacting and opening up a moldy Lunchly because it was the hot topic at the time. There was a lot of YouTubers who did that, and a lot of these guys have like 30 million, you know, a fuckload of, you know, they make content for not like my audience skews old, right? It's not aimed at you guys. It's aimed at like fucking, you know, fucking kids, right? Or like 13 to like 16, 17, right? So it's those people buying a shit ton of Lunchleys and then opening them up and then being like, there's mold in a Lunchly, right? There was a streamer that counted how many it took to get a moldy Lunchly, right? The thing they got to 20 something to find one. So that's one person, but if we go off that metric, which isn't, you know, a good enough sample size, right? You have a 1 in 20 chance of pulling a moldy Lunchly. You have a 1 in 20 chance of SSR moldy Lunchly. Dude, fuck Nikkei, fuck Zenless Zone, okay? I don't even want the new Genshin character, okay? Where's the moldy Lunchly SSR? How is that even Lunchly's fault and not the grocery stores? It's not shelf stable because it needs to be in the freezer section. But it's you know, honestly, it's a toss up, right? Because when you manufacture stuff, there's a lot of places it could go wrong, right? Like it could have gone wrong with the manufacturers and they put moldy stuff inside the food, right? And you have to ask how many of the others have non-visible levels of mold. Well, it's not like anybody is checking that. They cut corners on the glue. Yeah, that's completely possible, right? It could have been anything in the supply chain, right? It could be anything at this point. Yeah, it literally could, right? It could be anything from the fridges at your local grocery store to the glue on the packages to the like factory that packaged the Lunchleys, okay? It could have been where the dairy farms got the cheese. It could have been where the meat processing plants got the pepperoni. It literally could have been any of those things. I think, okay, here's a problem. Excuse me if this is a little bit of a hot take. I feel like Americans don't know where food comes from. And I don't think they realize that things come from multiple places to make a thing, right? You know, like, cause we do the tea and the coffee, right? And so for example, right, we don't literally make the tea here, right? I don't make the tea in my house. I want to make sure it's food safe, so that way when you guys buy tea from manapotioncoffee.com, that it's not going to kill you, right? And as a result of that means that I have to abide by certain laws by the FDA. So like it needs to be made in a food safe kitchen and all this stuff. So we made a deal with the company. We designed the teas, which means we told them, you put this in it, you put this in it, you put this in it. And what happened was we had a conversation. They would send us tea, we'd test it out. We'd go, don't do this, change this value, change this, until we got what we wanted, right? So there's the company that makes the tea, right? But they need to get packages to package the tea. So we have to go to another factory and say, can you make the tea or make the tea containers, right? So we have one company that's packaging the tea. We have one company that makes the packages for the tea, right? And then we have another company, a local company, that makes the labels that go on the tea. Okay? So that's 3 companies that all are involved in the process of making the tea before it even gets to Mana Potion, where we sell you the custom teas. Okay? And that doesn't even begin to cross the barrier to each of these different ingredients that go into teas can come from one or multiple different farms. Okay? And I really don't think a lot of people understand that a lot of the food that you eat that's in the freezer section is like an amalgamation of modern globalized shipping, okay? Yes, people act like MrBeast is personally packaging the Lunchly. Like MrBeast should have some semblance of like critique that's quality control exists. Yeah. So he should be implementing quality control so that way the ratio of 1-20 doesn't happen. Okay? But there isn't a Lunchly zone where all the Lunchly is made, okay, and magically turns into Lunchlys. We're gonna realize that when the tariffs hit. Yeah, we are. Oh yeah, we are. When the time comes, Mana Potion may say something. Because we are definitely watching the situation closely. There is unfortunately, yes, there isn't a Lunchly farm where the pepperoni grows on trees. Make my fucking Lunchly personally, Diesel. Yeah, I used to have boomers yell at me that their Chobani tastes different, as if my store personally made the yogurt. But yeah, it's really funny because the more I learn about certain manufacturing things, the more I'm like, well, anything could have gone wrong to get the Lunchly fucked up, okay? Like, MrBeast should care about his brand, right? So he needs to make sure that the quality control is good. But I really don't trust YouTubers to present good information about Lunchly. And it's not like I haven't seen the FDA, give Lunchly a citation. I haven't seen like a public recall of Lunchly yet. When I do, I will be like, holy shit, fucking FDA is calling out Lunchly and saying they need to do a recall of their food, right? These government organizations exist for a reason, okay? It's to keep you from getting botulism and dying. But I will be waiting for people who are actual food scientist experts to weigh in on Lunchly. Not some fucking yuppie YouTuber who buys 500 Lunchlys because they're fucking breaded and can do that. Diesel used to tie every bag individually, but I'm guessing that's not a thing anymore. Yeah, we weren't supposed to be doing that. That was an oopsie. Oopsie. Yeah.
offender that he actually did. Yeah, let's talk about the lie spun by Dogback and Jake Weddle that MrBeast knowingly hired a registered sex offender and while working at the company would refer to him by covert codename Delaware because of the crimes he committed there and as a result is not allowed to go back into the state of Delaware, and that MrBeast higher-ups are using that nickname because they enjoy messed up insider jokes like that.
When I was there, they called him Delaware. He's like, why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. That's his nickname? Colloquially? Like, yeah, it's Delaware. Don't ask him why, You know that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, and whenever he is, he's wearing a mask.
Which, by the way, public service announcement, the YouTube dislike extension doesn't work anymore, and if you're using it, probably uninstall it. It hasn't worked accurately for a really long time. The numbers that you're getting on it aren't accurate, and it overly weighs dislikes that are done by users and just isn't updated. So it's not. It doesn't work, guys. I'm sorry. Fucking dislikes are gone. We just gotta move on. I see a lot of people report like this video has a lot of dislikes because they're using the dislike extension. Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
Just saying that out loud makes it sound like a contrived side plot in a badly written Netflix series, since state banishments are extremely rare. Most recent one I found was a 1-year Kentucky banishment in the year 2000. Luckily, the real story is much more boring. See, according to a non-anonymous MrBeast employee, Dustin Harris, who has been working at MrBeast for about 6 years and went rogue because he couldn't stand Jimmy not responding to
Thanks for the reminder. I just disliked this stream.
all of the misinformation being spread about not just Jimmy or the MrBeast company, but also about his own friends and colleagues. Well, he explained that Delaware was once a store manager at Jimmy's local Best Buy, which, for the people who don't know, Best Buy is a $20 billion valued electronics retailer company with stores all over the US. And that when Jimmy was 19 and first started blowing up on YouTube, Jimmy realized he needed employees to improve his content. So, as a dumbass, impulsive 19-year-old randomly thrown into fame, he went to his local Best Buy and asked its employees if they wanted to work for him. Naively thinking that a multi-billion-dollar company would have at least made sure to not hire criminals and especially to not hire...
Yeah, well, it's fucking, you know, first of all, at 19, he definitely needed some oversight if he's going to hire people. Stores like that can just hire anybody, really.
Hire a registered sex offender as store manager. 19-year-old MrBeast didn't do background checks. Was that stupid? Yes. Is Delaware a piece of
that is stupid, yeah.
shit? Yes. Should Jimmy take responsibility for making that mistake? Yes. But it wasn't this fucked up master plan by Jimmy to intentionally hire an RSO. It was a dumb mistake by...
You know what? Now that I think about it, the whole like allegation of Jimmy like bringing on like a known sex offender and knowing he was a sex offender is kind of fucking insane, right? Like, okay, it's one thing to do a background check and then not catch something or miss something, but like the implication is kind of that MrBeast surrounded himself with sex offenders, right? Like let's get it. Okay, listen, MrBeast is a millionaire, okay? And now you're making the allegation that this millionaire had a pedophile on the payroll? Boy, now if I was a betting man, I'd say that's an allusion to you are probably calling the millionaire a pedophile. Not a rare thing for people to do these days, right? Yeah, background checks miss shit all the time.
An inexperienced adolescent starting up...
Yeah, you don't go, let's find a sex offender to hire. Yeah. Billionaire has a pedophile on payroll. Yeah, and grass is green.
A business. And you don't need to take mine or Dustin's word for it. If someone did but a shred of research, you'd
You know what's crazy, guy? I don't know when this happened, but dude, conspiracy theories have gotten so fucking popular. Okay? Like this MrBeast stuff is basically like Lefty Pizzagate. I'm sorry, this is like part of Lefty Pizzagate. Okay? Because the idea that MrBeast walked into a store and was like, I'm looking for your nearest pedophile. Oh my god.
Find the still publicly available, almost 7-year-old video on the MrBeast channel, where you can see Delaware as the Best Buy store manager before he was hired at MrBeast. And guess what nickname was embroidered on his Best Buy uniform? Delaware. Wow. Well, that was hard investigative research.
They called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. You know that he
Call him Delaware because his name is fucking Delaware.
because
okay, wait a second. Based on you would have been able. First of all, okay, if people had like an infinite amount of time, they would have been able. I don't even know how this guy fucking was able to grab that, but obviously he like reached out to people and got an answer, which yeah, I do think is reasonably surprising that out of all the people, Saki Cereal is the one who finally got the connects to talk to MrBeast employees. But these people who presented themselves as Beast detractors and Beast experts, okay, didn't know about Delaware's origins is incredible because it would have been easy to find if you're an expert on MrBeast.
he'll be in videos, and whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. And whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. He's wearing a mask.
For the people thinking that he still works at MrBeast, no, he was fired over half a decade ago. Now, Dogpack, before you say something along the lines of, what about the recording we showed from a real MrBeast employee talking about Delaware? Do you really want me to go into detail about how you and your cronies tricked an employee into saying what you wanted him to say to support your lies, and then you guys recording him and using that recording without his consent? Okay. Hi, Garrett. Can you tell me a bit about how long you worked at MrBeast?
I was at MrBeast from around 2017 to 2021.
So you've worked there for 5 years and could be seen as a credible ex-employee.
Apparently the Delaware stuff was known as people looked how early he was featured in videos, according to Nick. Yeah, so then Jake Weddle and Dogpack just presented a deliberate bold-faced lie, and then idiots like the fucking morons at r/YouTube drama helped promote a false narrative. Which, by the way, when the narrative gets shaken up or like somebody presents information to the contrary, they call it a plot twist. I'm sorry. How the fuck can you take drama seriously and then turn around and call it a plot twist? Fuck you. It's either real people are getting hurt or it's not, and nobody gives a shit, okay? I'm sorry. Like, I'll leave this and I'm gonna go fucking jerk off. Like I don't give a shit. Like, pick one, bitch.
Yep.
You're the person who we can hear talk about Delaware in the recording Dawson or Dogback 404 shows in his video. Can you tell me a bit about how that happened?
Yeah, it was not to my knowledge that I was being recorded at all. You know, I have a friend who, you know, I worked with plenty of times outside of MrBeast. Just thought it was just like a normal call, just checking up on him and checking up on me. And, you know, when two people speak about old places, you know, there's drama, there's gossip, there's catching up, there's, you know, et cetera, whatever. And then the next thing you know, 2 weeks later, Dogpack releases like a 12 million view video where, you know, I just have a really crappy voice changer over my voice. And if you know me, like, you know it's me.
So was the entire call basically just rumors you were talking about with a friend?
Yeah, it's just a friend. We're just shooting the shit, and you know, we're just gossiping a lot, catching up on, you know, the current drama. Like, it's just it is nothing crazy. Like
nothing you said had any actual facts behind it, as they tried to construe in their video.
No, I don't. You know, I don't think any of the stuff that we're talking about really had any facts or like evidence. It was just water cooler talk.
Would you say them using the call recording unconsensually in their video has damaged you or your life in any way?
Yeah, unfortunately. To say that it hasn't hurt me financially would be just a lie. You know, mentally, it's hurt me as well. I mean, I was...
Oh, man, dude. This is bad. Dogpack's looking rough, dude. Uh-oh. Yeah, I will say, if you have a call recorded and you're somebody who covers stuff, you kind of got to weigh the damage you can do pretty heavily. I think a lot of people who rush into this, or guys who are greener around the gills, don't realize how damaging it can be to do this kind of stuff that Dogpack is doing, right? Like, let's say Dogpack was good at his job, right? Even still, the fact that he doesn't sit around and think about the possibility of those things is dangerous, because these are things you have to weigh out, you know? These kind of things weigh heavy, right? It's pretty emotionally impactful to be releasing calls and stuff like that. And if you don't feel like that's emotionally impactful, you probably should go fucking talk to a therapist, because something is fucking wrong with you.
Manic and crazy for about a month month and a half trying to just watch relationships like fall through my fingers. You know, I lost someone that like was pretty close to me as well. You know, it just wasn't a good scene. So financially and mentally, it really messed me up.
Do you feel in any way?
I'm confused on this part because they're so vague about what happened to the guy after the video was posted. It was probably like former coworkers or colleagues didn't want to talk to him, right? Because the video comes out, they're like, it's that person. And so your implication based on it being in Dogpack's video is that the guy you used to talk to, it might have been recording all your conversations and just leaked it to a journalist, right?
Like tricked, deceived, or used.
I mean,
but that's why, like, if you're a source, right, a lot of people might want to remain anonymous because they're worried about like how it can impact their relationships with other people, right? You can leave a business and still be in an industry, right? So you'll run into the same people again and again and again, right? Like I've worked different places as a film person, but I run into the same people on different sets. So I'm still always going to run into those people. So your reputation will carry.
Yeah, to say that I felt tricked or used is an understatement. Like they knowingly came and did this. You know, I had like 3 or 4 contacts call me the night that it dropped, and I was watching the whole video trying to figure out like what they were talking about. And when it got to that recording, my stomach just like sank.
All because of a call that they unconsensually recorded, which you clarified was basically rumors and gossip.
Yeah, I didn't want to be involved with, didn't even know what was going on. That, you know, I was just thrown into unconsensually. And yeah, you said it, man. I just did.
Like if you're a journalist, right? So Dogpack used a third-party liaison to get that call, right? But here's how you should do this if you're somebody who covers news, right? And why, like, because we're being like, this is weird, I don't trust this, it seems off. Let me explain to you what Dogpack did and why it's wrong, right? Because when you are a journalist and you are going to talk to someone, you say, I'm a journalist, I'm covering a story, can you tell me blah, 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 blah. Right? And you record the call, right? You tell them, you can either, depending on your state, you can say, I'm recording the call. Do I have your consent to record the call? If not, then here's what you do. You take out a notebook and you start writing stuff down. And I've done that before. Like this notebook is filled with, this is actually filled with notes from the Yandere dev stuff when I was doing that. Right? But if you don't tell them that you're recording the call, you need to be like certain of what you're doing, right? And it needs to be you in the call. It can't be a third party, right? It should have been Dogpack talking to this guy, not somebody else, okay? Because then Dogpack is just grabbing a call and running with it.
It threw a pretty big wall up in the progress of my life, and I didn't feel like that was needed. And pretty upset.
But then, what about Jake the Viking's tweet about Jimmy's mom literally allowing her then barely of age son to knowingly be in contact with and hire a pedophile? First of all, have you thought about just how fucking absurd that sounds? And second, Jake the Viking is a shitty person and untrustworthy. Even Dogpack's friends agree on that.
Viking is not a good guy, and that's just an opinion based on his actions in my eyeballs.
Wow, Dogpack and Jake Weddle falsely implying MrBeast intentionally hired a registered sex offender and created a nickname to joke about it within the company to then try back up their baseless claims by tricking an employee and recording him without consent? That's pretty messed up, Soggy. Yahoo! That'd be as shameless as falsely accusing someone of committing war crimes against the Geneva Convention in a consented to solitary confinement.
Yeah, by the way, the whole war crimes thing is really funny because you need to be in a war to be committing war crimes, okay? It doesn't fall under the jurisdiction of the Geneva Convention and The Hague if you are just putting somebody in solitary confinement, right? Like, war crimes are contextual. It requires war happening between two state actors.
Where you'd earn $10,000 a day and can quit whenever you want and still keep the accumulated prize money up until that point. During a time where we have multiple countries actively at war.
Also, another thing is that people don't know what a war crime is. And that's really fucking annoying, okay? All right? Because there's a lot of things that you think would be a war crime that aren't fucking war crimes.
In the world with millions of people suffering because of it. Oh, wait.
I go up to my friend, my good friend. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terror.
I'm really... I despise modern mullets. Okay? I despise modern mullets, that's all.
terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing.
You know what? Let's ask Dustin about that, because ironically enough, Dustin is the good friend of Jake Weddle, who made those war crime comments. And I can prove it with Jake Weddle's own words.
One of my dear friends who I believe I lost is the same guy who did the war crime joke, which turned out to not be a joke. He got injured at MrBeast, and that's because of Viking. On that shoot, everybody else had to stay behind and clean up. And Viking said, fuck that, let's just throw all of this over the side of the mountain, like littering in a national park. And my good dear friend, who I kept saying was one of the good people over there, said, you're not going to do that. I'm not going to let you do that.
Thank God, Diesel is one of the few I've seen comments on war crimes only count with war. I don't understand how people don't understand that. Maybe it's because I'm like a geopolitics Andy in the same way that some people are train Andys, you know?
And Viking said, watch me, and he did. But my friend gathered up all the stuff he could to make sure there was just that much less litter. And that's a really good thing to do. He carried everything he could down the mountain, and he broke his ankle. They said, you were carrying too much stuff, right? Yes, he was. Because that guy's a saint.
And blame me for our friend Dustin. I'll use names, unlike you. Our friend Dustin...
Cam Nuggets, God, all this being sped up is not helping. But Cam Nuggets is... That's a good one, bro. Oh, boy. Dude, there's only two types of gooners in the world, okay? There's like an enlightened genius like me.
Jake Weddle? More like Dollar Store Ace Ventura. Whenever he speaks, he sounds like he is reusing his scrapped stand-up routine.
But that's because he is. All right, relax. No, okay, all right. Listen, it's like... I saw a tweet, guys. I'm sorry. I saw a tweet, chat. Right? But there's like two types of gooners. It's either some like sick fuck who can't control like a sex addiction, or it's like a guy who's achieved enlightenment, okay? Like I'm at peace with the world, bro. But Cam Nuggets, like you can tell like motherfucker wants to get laid. Okay? And he's just not getting any action, and you can tell that it's affecting his like functioning brain. I can't imagine like going to a Discord server with the intention of trying to find hookups. Like I can't even begin to I can't even fathom that. I mean, it's probably because I could get action anytime I want, but you know, some people aren't as lucky as me. Also, if you see the Discord DMs of Cam Nuggets in these servers, chat, it's like multiple times. By the way, I could tell looking at Cam Nuggets, I'm like, bro, this bro's Hispanic. This is a Hispanic ass motherfucker, right? Diesel, isn't that what your server is for? Right? But Cam, some of his messages were like, looking for a BBW. Any bad BBWs around here? I'm like, oh, bro. Another Hispanic brother falling to the torta diet.
Falling and breaking his leg, or not his leg, yeah, his ankle, I'm sorry, falling and breaking his ankle.
Now, why would someone who Jake Weddle himself, who is clearly against MrBeast, describes as one of the best people he has ever known, who literally broke his ankle trying to prevent littering, and in Jake's own words is a saint?
Because that guy's a saint.
Go rogue to try and correct defamatory statements made against Jimmy if Jimmy committed war crimes. The war crime stuff was 100% a joke. I'm now a producer, but I was originally hired as comedy writer with Jake Weddle, so I just wanted to cheer him up with a dumb and edgy joke. Oh, so it was a joke. Dustin actually did say the war crime stuff as a joke. Okay, that makes sense, because in a follow-up video of Jake Weddle's and Dogback's interview, Jake Weddle seems to slip up saying it was a joke.
He's the same guy who did the war crime joke.
Before quickly correcting himself.
Which turned out to not be a joke.
And his videos are pretty unedited, so he might have just accidentally let it slip through the cracks. And just to be clear, I'll show the clip of Dogback's 13 million viewed video again, in which Jake and Dogback clearly insinuated it wasn't a joke.
And I go up to my friend, my good friend.
I think these guys like just lost the plot. Like they had a thing, and they like Dogpack was like disgruntled, Jake Weddle disgruntled, right? And it started rolling down the hill, and it picked up this entropy, and so they just had to defend positions that they never intended to defend. Doesn't Jake Weddle try to sell comedy classes? Yeah, I mean, you know. You can kill Deaf Noodles the idea. I mean, kill Deaf Noodles the man, but not the idea.
And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess. This is what we're doing.
It's a really big allegation.
I feel like Jake Weddle was like overly excited there, right? Like he was kind of like fishing for the other guy to start laughing, right? Like that's what it looked like to me. I feel like you need comedy classes. You're not gonna make it. Yeah. Weddle laughing at his own joke. In a later interview Jake Weddle gave in okay.
To say that like MrBeast took away your agency and in a sense kind of like forced you into doing this. But I agree. That is very serious. That's why I alleged it.
And the viewers clearly didn't think it was a joke either. But just as I will rip into Jimmy later in this video,
I've seen so many fucking TikToks and like Twitter posts about like MrBeast is a war criminal. Honestly, if MrBeast was actually a war criminal, that would mean that he's like dealing in arms or like an active participant in a combat zone. Like that would actually be interesting. God.
Jake Weddle's story in more detail later in this video, because in between him falsely accusing
He'd
Jimmy
be more based. Yeah, it'd be cooler if he killed people.
intentionally hiring an RSO and comparing himself consensually agreeing to doing a challenge for $10,000 a day, being allowed to leave whenever he wants, to rape victims and victims of war crimes, even though he knew that was a joke.
The same guy who did the war crime joke.
As well as spreading fake AI-generated incriminating voice recordings of MrBeast.
What are our options? Is it legal to say that because I'm the one struggling here? Can someone tell me what my options are here? Because we were supposed to launch the voice today.
Soggy cereal disclaimer. This is AI generated. Uh-oh. I feel like if you put AI audio of somebody in your exposed video, you kind of throw that entire thing out. You know, I don't want to like throw the baby out with the bathwater, but I feel like that's like a line that nobody who gives a shit about integrity should ever cross.
Jake knows what he wants. Jake knows what he thinks he needs. He's supposed to be that student. He doesn't even call that free. He has no idea how much fucking money I spent on that video to subscribe it. Jake, I really think the problem. I think it's possible.
That's right. I got that sent to me, and you know what? That was AI.
Maybe say that before.
Why? Oh my god. Do you know how many people would just watch those first few seconds and then immediately run to the internet? Oh my god.
Playing the recording because you worked at MrBeast and you know how people will just watch the recording and then click off of the video without ever hearing your disclaimer that it was AI generated. Oh, but then you wouldn't get as
AI ethics and commentary. Okay, so there's a difference between doing a funny tipster joke and doing like an actual like exposed video. I'm trying to accomplish a goal here video.
Much money from views because this AI generated disinformation video is the one that got your channel monetized.
That's my brand, is being honest and crying a lot.
And then after making those slanderous claims,
he should commit a war crime with himself. Oh my god.
Accepts another $50,000 from Jimmy with no strings attached. There's a lot more to be said about him.
That's my brand, is being honest and crying a lot.
And about how Dogback manipulated him. But let's first continue with all of the lies and manipulation of Dogback 404. Now, for the visual learners watching, you'll see that I have behind me a wall.
Violate your own rights now.
And this wall features most of Dogback 404's accusations, and I say most because at this point there are just so many that I might have forgotten a few, and every time I disprove one of his accusations, it'll be crossed through with red marker. Every time I prove one to be uncertain, I'll add a blue question mark to it, and every time an accusation Dogback made is true, I'll add a green check mark to it. And I know that you, and I, and everyone else wants to know about the illegal lotteries. Did MrBeast really commit 3 malicious and predatory illegal lotteries as get-rich-quick scheme? Well, I will talk about them throughout my video in between all of the other accusations, starting right now with the alleged illegal lottery number 3 claim of Dogback 404. Or should I say doctoring up evidence to make more convincing claims you knew to be untrue? Back 404. Yeah, Dawson. I'm the first one who noticed. See, for the third illegal lottery, buy a shirt to be in a video live stream, Dogpack claims they only informed people on the website that no purchase was necessary. But did you read the description? You know, the description which I got via the Wayback Machine, where it literally says free entry available on site? Oh, but wait, you never actually found the description of that video, did you? You just made it look that way by doctoring up this fake YouTube UI. So you'd be more convincing and it'd look as if you had access to the original video and description. So people would more easily believe you. But I want you, the viewer, to...
These are really easy things to avoid that Dogpack did too. These are like really easy mistakes that he missed. Like, I have been passing on knowledge to my mods in order to be better researchers, because sometimes I'll need people to like fill in for stuff. And this is really easy to not fuck up. Right? Like, there's tons of like tools at your disposal and tons of ways to get stuff that you didn't have before. Okay, Diesel has not passed knowledge on to me. It's powerful knowledge.
Closely compare these two layouts. This one is the UI when he talks about the buy a shirt to be in my video live stream, and this one is the actual current YouTube UI you see whenever Dogpack shows a screen recording of public videos you can still watch. And when putting the two side by side, you can see that the UI for the illegal live stream is not the real YouTube UI. Instead of rounded corners, they're sharp, the likes are gone, the upload date is in a completely wrong spot where it has never been, and the button sizes and title font just seem off. And no, it's not because he found an older YouTube UI via the Wayback Machine like I did, because they don't hide likes and YouTube has never had this exact UI. Sure, it had sharp corners once, but not in combination with these exact other UI elements. But you wanna know the funniest part? Even the re-uploaded version that Dogpack found and then added a manipulative fake YouTube UI to actually had copied the original live stream's description. So even in the re-upload he found, it says that there's a free entry option. Yet he still doctored up this fake UI to make his intent.
These will be like knowledge, and the knowledge is just Tox's art.
Intentional lies more convincing. Nah, I'm just kidding. Funniest part is that MrBeast verbally says it on stream.
Go shop MrBeast.com, buy the shirt or hoodie. You can be one of the people that come down and compete in the video. There's also a free entry on the site as well. If you just 100 of which are going to be picked from you know, people that buy this shirt or hoodie, or if you enter for free on the site as well, that's an option as well. So,
oh my god, you're so sneaky. Now, when someone is prepared to doctor up evidence to make potentially incriminating lies,
that's rough. That's rough. Look at that, guys. Look at that. The Stream Elements bot is working correctly. Good job, Stream Elements bot. You're a good robot. Buy my coffee, motherfuckers. Thank God that's working right.
More convincing, it automatically puts every single one of their accusations that isn't bulletproof into question. So, throughout this video, you'll also see that there are...
Diesel, will you plan on making content on the main channel? I have been in talks with Falgi, the op block, and yeah, the main channel is coming back. Okay, actually, let me talk about this for a second, right? Because that's actually a good question, Rand. So I stopped doing the main channel. Yeah, you better fucking finish the script, Valji. Right. So I had stopped working on the main channel mainly because I'd just gotten exhausted. It had been exhausting to do it. It was fucking tiring. Okay. I don't even know how to like describe it another way. Because the videos became, so I realized something, you know, for a long time I was doing like yapping commentary videos about shit that nobody fucking cares about. And then I luckily found a place in the commentary community, right? And I don't agree with the commentary community on anything, but it helped me become more in touch with the surroundings around me. And I started making very good content. But then I also realized, oh, I need to make the content big. Things need to be big. And it put a lot of pressure on me. And when that happened, it made it hard to do content because you're like, oh, I want everything I do to be amazing and phenomenal. And I'm just not that person. I can't get it all the time. It can't be astounding all the time. And so I just didn't know what to make for the longest time. And that's when I had started doing this streaming. And yes, the throne is real. I made the throne. Much like you said. And it sucked, right? Because my entire career and my money and my livelihood, it was all dependent on me uploading like a video every month, and the video had to be like a banger every time. And I just couldn't fucking do that. And it terrified me, right? And I had a YouTuber, he was like a 1 million+ sub YouTuber. He came to me. He's like, that Yandere dev video, he's like, I think that's your magnum opus. And by the way, you never want to be told that. As an artist, as a reporter, I don't want to be told that that's the peak of my career. Well, how the fuck do you move on from that, dude? So it was like I didn't know what to do from that moment, right? So right now, Falgi is working on a script, right? You make your next magnum opus. Yeah, I mean, sure. There are things I'd like to do, for sure. It's hard to build that reputation, you know? I want people to be able to sit down in interviews with me. I think interviews build a lot of... people want to see that. I think that's what separates really good YouTube drama content from boring YouTube drama content. Nobody wants to fucking watch like some guy just talk for 40 minutes, right? Like, that Yandere dev video was shit. Does that help? Yeah, the interviews Becca gives are insane. Yeah. I like doing interviews. I have some contemporaries or people that I've grown up with that do interviews now in their videos, and some of my contemporaries are really bad at it. Beckett's not bad at it. I'm not talking about Beckett. I'm talking about, because I've been in the game a longer time than a lot of guys that are in commentary now. Some of these guys that are like old heads, they fucking suck at it. They fucking suck at it. And the only reason to get an interview is because they have 1 million subs. Like, that's it. You know, it's kind of, it's gatekept. And it's hard because you don't ever want to be, how do you feel about Bionic Pig? He's going through that stuff while having a tough time. You know, Bionic Pig, so a lot of the guys, again, he's one of them. Don't be a coward, name names. No, because if a motherfucker likes a person, he's not going to do that. Somebody could be bad at their job and still be a good person. Bionic Pig, though, not a good person. Yeah, so I grew up with the, you know, those guys. I'm Alex was one of them. Alex can go take a hike. I may do an Alex video in the future because fuck Alex, but I'd want to get interviews for that. But yeah, as for like Bionic Pig, those guys kind of got in their own way, right? What happens is that a lot of these people get trolls remorse, right? And trolls remorse is like when you're sad that you were mean to people, so now you like, you know, course correct and you overcorrect, and that's like cringe, right? And I had that moment too, but I've kind of come around to being like, okay, there are actually people that deserve my respect and people that don't deserve my respect. And so I'm comfortable being a piece of shit to some people because I don't fucking care about them and they don't deserve my respect. Which I think has helped make my content better, right? I think a younger Diesel would have been really scared about putting out that Yandere dev video. The Thorpe's video has aged really well. Shout out to Matt for being the writer on that. Because the Thorpe's, that family's falling apart, dude. It's falling apart. Mama Max was another one. Fell apart. Not caring is so freeing. I know I talk about it all the time. Getting a job is really freeing.
Random question, but is the behind the scenes of YouTube more Hollywood or high school?
It depends. So there's a lot of Hollywood, and some of the worst parts of Hollywood have embedded themselves in YouTube. Okay? And Matt seems a bit tired of drama these days. It's true. So, yeah. A lot of the Hollywood mentality of the, like, you know, so when all the Me Too stuff happened, there is stuff like that in YouTube where YouTubers would go, I don't want to talk about that. We don't want anything to happen there. It could affect our income, blah blah blah. It could affect, right? I've had events like that happen to me personally where people don't want me to do something because it could affect their career, right? And that's Hollywood, and it exists, and it's real. But this doesn't happen at the low levels, right? We're talking big games, okay? We're talking high roller tables, 500K minimum and up. We get attitudes like that. But also you get high school too, right? I think a lot of people get famous when they're young on YouTube, and it kind of builds this ego of them that's trapped as a 15, 16, 17-year-old. So you got these people that grow up having never had a real job, having never gone through that process of having to, you know, grind away or do the things that, you know, normal people do. And they have a really distorted sense of reality and a sense of self. And then it's more high school, right? Those kind of people exist in YouTube on every level, from 0 subscribers to 10 million. And so it's like, it permeates everywhere, right? You don't get that in Hollywood, the high school mentality. I'm sure you do, but I think you get more Hollywood in Hollywood. But what I mean is the ability to be an adult has much less to do with your ability to do adult things and more to do with your ability to resolve social conflict and empathize, right? So I'll use an example that happened to me personally, right? I talked about it on stream, 24 Frames of Nick. 24 Frames of Nick got famous when he was 17 or 18, okay? He went to high school. He became a YouTuber. He started gambling online. He lost all that wealth that he generated. And he never learned how to deal with social conflict. And he was always bad at it. So it's no surprise that when social conflict happens, he freaks out. He says inappropriate things online. He sends rude DMs to people. I'm not surprised. Okay? I'm not surprised. It makes total sense, right? I talked to some YouTubers. By the way, I know YouTubers say don't go to college. College is pointless. I left college, blah, 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 blah. Listen, you have a statistical higher advantage of earning a higher income if you go to college versus not, okay? If you make good money having not gone to college, good for you. I'm not saying, you know, stop doing what you're doing. I'm not trying to poor shame you. I'm not trying to do none of that. Statistically speaking, though, your success in life will go up if you go to college. And I know it's expensive in America. I know, right? But I think a lot of YouTubers not going through that experience also stunts them as well, right? They end up having a different perception of things, which is fine, but they like poo-poo on it, right? So, for example, I had a YouTuber, and it was when I was on my come up, so I was like 19, and I was in game design college, and he says to me, Diesel, drop out of college right now. Drop out of college right now and become a YouTuber full-time. And I say, I don't know, man. I'm already 2 years into it. I might as well just finish. And he's like, who cares? You're going to be making more anyway. And I was making a lot for a time being. But that ended because everything ends, right? And that person left my life, right? One of the things this person convinced me to do is to pre-order a Cybertruck, chat. Is to pre-order a Cybertruck. I eventually recalled on that pre-order, right? And I never dropped out of college. I went to film school. Now, my film school experience was terrible, but it did teach me a lot about dealing with people. Okay? It taught me a lot of things that I use now that aren't related to film. Okay? Those are all good experiences. They were not your friend. Oh my God. Diesel, I have a bridge to sell you. Right? So I didn't want to drop out of college, right? I would have been the first in my family to have a bachelor's. I wasn't going to do that. There's like a part of me that wants to represent. Imagine picking an unstable job over a degree. Yeah, statistically speaking, you're going to end up probably having a lot more stability with a degree versus just doing YouTube. And I think the don't go to school thing from YouTubers comes from them being in high school and either having a bad high school experience or not applying themselves in high school. Okay? Because some of the motherfuckers that I'm talking about don't have ADHD, but they're like, I hate reading. Reading's bad. Are you fucking kidding me? You can't be saying this shit now. You're 25, dude. You're 25 and you're telling me, I can't read. It's not stimulating enough. Go fucking live in a pod, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? I have a friend, very important YouTuber. We were talking one time, and he says to me, I like reading now. And I was like, oh, what do you read? And he was naming off books. And he says, he's naming them off, and they're all, finance, money making, business. And I said, you only read nonfiction? Like, what's going on, man? He's like, well, I'm not going to get anything out of it, so why would I read it? And this is a mentality that only exists in YouTube, by the way. I've never seen this in any of the fields that I've worked in. You can enjoy something and not make it into a money-making machine. For some reason, YouTubers want to make everything they do into a vehicle of investment or income. Okay? I do this too. I'm not even going to say that I don't do this. I acknowledge that I do it. But don't do that to yourself. I used to be like that too. I used to only read nonfiction. I used to only read self-help. I read the Stoics, Nietzsche, fucking everything. And then eventually you go, I kind of understand myself now. What else is out there? And fiction makes you read faster. It gets you to read faster. But this guy only read wordy, thick, nonfiction prose. And I was trying to explain to him why reading fiction is also a good thing to pick up. But his mentality was, if it's not a vehicle for me to make money, I don't want to do it. And let me tell you right now, one day you will fucking die. Okay? One day you will fucking die. Do you want to have spent your entire life doing nothing but grinding? Are you fucking kidding me? There are other things to life. There are things I do that aren't for content, chat, that I just do because I enjoy it. Okay? I don't plan on making those things into content. I don't plan on sharing those things with you. It's just grinding on what? Grinding on YouTube. If I read conversations with character AI, is it still reading? I don't think it. No, Greg. I don't think a test. I don't think it's like a test. Like of. There's no like rising level of complication with character AI. But I'm sure Homelander is very rude to you. I'm sure Homelander is perfect. BC. You do things you don't plan on sharing with YouTube? I don't know, man. You're pretty open about gooning. Like I probably okay. The coffee company would not exist without my passion for tabletop. So I'm comfortable having made that into content, but it did exhaust me for a really long time having made tabletop stuff into content, right? And it took me a while to find a good healthy mix between like the thing I enjoy versus the thing I do for work, right? I spend a lot of time game designing stuff. So that's like, you know, work stuff, but also I enjoy it just as a process. Like I do it in my free time. So it's not that much of a problem for me. But there is aspects of the hobby that I don't want to like, you know, spend so much time sharing. And it's like, I like mini painting, but I stopped doing it for a bit because like so much of it became content. I didn't want to paint unless I was going to get something out of it. But that's why it's important to have things that aren't YouTube. And a lot of YouTubers get that mentality. This is like a long-winded answer to that dono. But it's another prevalent thing in YouTube that is like one of the worst mentalities I've ever experienced in any industry I've worked in. The whole make everything about you, your career. Because things can be about you and not be your career. But there are a lot of fucking guys that just want to make every single part of themselves content. And that is such a horrifying idea. I'm getting my money's worth. Oh, shit. I bake for friends and enjoyment. Even thinking of that as a side source of income makes me shudder. I mean, like, there are things that I've picked up that, I mean, like reading. Reading is something I do every day and I enjoy passionately. But, like, I rarely ever talk about that. Yeah, singing on stream, it got me back into it. Like, if you can make it work, but now I do it privately and no one will know. Sorry if I made you derail stream. Still enjoy your stuff. Yeah, no, these are things that I think about, right? Because like I got a regular job and like so what I was at Friday night was a gala. It was a fundraising gala. And you know what happens? I'm trying to meet my other coworkers because I'm basically cooped up in an attic 3 days a week. And so they'd be asking about my expertise and I'd have to explain my job to people. And it was, I was thinking about it and I'm like, oh man, dude, like these are professionals. Like the people here, like I'm asking somebody who's a little older than me, I'm asking him about his college education and we're talking about like what we do for like income and all that stuff. And we're basically like passing notes and talking about this. And it's just like, for some reason, YouTubers think like the only path to success in the American dream is fucking banging out YouTube videos 12 hours a day. And it's like, dude, that is not healthy or a way to be a conducive member of society. In fact, you probably don't talk to many people on a day-to-day basis. And the worst part is that YouTubers are like, I'm social. I talk to people all the time. Bro, you're on Discord. You're on Discord. And the YouTubers who are like, I'm social. It's like, no. You know how they're social? They're in an area with a few other YouTubers and they all talk to each other, right? So it's a white guy and a white guy and a white guy and a white guy. And they go out to the white bar in the rich part of town where there's no colored people. Discord counts, take that back. Listen, in the same way that porn is a great substitute for sex, it does not totally replace sex, okay? There's something about physical contact that just makes it better, okay? Same thing for socializing on Discord. Have you ever been hugged? It's pretty good, actually. It's pretty good. Diesel, I thought you were a virgin the way you talk about gooning so much. Okay, you're dangerously close to oversharing. Why? Because I say I jerk off all the time? That's practically my branding. Never been hugged. I'm a first-gen American. Mods, hug that chatter right now. But yeah, some of these motherfuckers are like some of the most like antisocial fucking people ever. Okay, they never break out of their comfort zone. All right, they don't do anything that challenges them. That's really the problem with a lot of YouTubers. They like get a thing going and they're like, this is it. This is all I'm gonna do for the next 30 years. I'm sorry, if you're like 23 and you're like, I'm gonna do YouTube until I die. God, get a new dream, dude. Get something else to shoot for. Fuck. We ain't never getting that Factor sponsorship. I'm gonna when I leave stream chat, I'm gonna eat a Factor dinner, and they didn't pay me to say that. Well, now I knew it. No way. Dude, I'm the guy who's keeping all these YouTubers. I have a friend like that. I tried to tell him he needs to come out of his shell and stop leeching off his mother. Never spoke to me again. You know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make a motherfucker drink. Some of these fucking guys, and it's usually dudes too. Women be grinding, but dudes, they just like, they have like one crisis and all of a sudden they just live in their basement forever. Okay, they just become the modern equivalent of like the fucking rich person's hermit that lives in a yard in a little hobbit hole. That was the longest fucking tangent ever, Jesus Christ. So I watched the Pansino pod, it's wild. She smokes a blunt with her family and asks them their body counts while they drink champagne.
Multiple examples of him leaving out crucial details from evidence that would easily disprove the accusations he's making. Because Dawson loves framing things deceitfully to push his personal agenda.
Shopify dashboard. We just have like a random number generator, and then like we just put the name.
Did I mention he's also my next door neighbor? Dude, that must be really awkward. Good thing he doesn't go outside, am I right? Go back to life lessons, Diesel. I'm 26, I don't know anything.
Like if there's 1,000 orders, we just put it, picks number between 1 and 1,000, then my people give me the name.
I'm one bad day away from being YouTube streaming Diogenes.
Wait a second, MrBeast is only picking out of the Shopify list? Well, does that mean he's only giving away 2 paid entries after all? No, you can be part of a Shopify giveaway without having to make any purchase whatsoever. These are some generic examples of how to enter Shopify giveaways for free on the official Shopify website. MrBeast scamming someone out of a lifetime of dog food and then tried silencing the so-called victim on Reddit?
As far as fake giveaways go, I'm sort of limited in what I can say without exposing confidential information and getting sued. So my official statement is that sometimes things slip through the cracks, and personally, I believe that is intentional. Here's one example where someone on Reddit posted saying that they were promised free dog food for life in exchange for letting MrBeast use them in a video. 5 months later, they still haven't received their dog food. I actually sent this post to someone who works at MrBeast, and they said they were gonna send it to the PR team, and then the Reddit post got taken down. So I don't know if it got resolved.
Not true. Here is a message from the Reddit user stating MrBeast did reach out to them, as well as everyone else. Apparently this user just hadn't noticed at first because the MrBeast company's email went to the user's spam folder. They should not
You know, okay, another fun fact about something I've learned when you run a business. We've shipped over 500 packages by now. We have a bunch of orders that we're waiting to do because we re-released the body pillows and a lot of body pillows were bought, so we need to make sure all those covers are manufactured, right? Sometimes packages just go fucking missing. Okay? So there was this one guy, and this happened recently. We just reshipped his order. Thank God that he emailed us back. He was like, my tea never came. Right? My tea never showed up. And we were like, we'll look right into it. And we look into it, it got lost in transit. UPS lost our fucking package. And so the package never got delivered to him and was just lost in escrow forever. Okay, that actually happened to me recently. Because I picked up drawing again, and I picked up a Coptic, like, multi-liner. It got lost in the mail for, like, fucking 3 weeks. And I had to contact Amazon to get a new one. Right? Your tea, your testosterone. Right? So it went missing, and we, like, the second he was like, I never got my tea, we were like, looks like UPS lost it. We'll just send you a new one. Sorry about that. Right? And so we sent it out as soon as we could. Right? Who pays for that? Your company's insurance? When product goes missing, we just eat the cost. We just eat the cost. International orders, if an international order gets damaged or something, there is a level of insurance that's on the form. So when you fill out a customs form, it'll say, like, I have two right here, right? Yeah, so it'll even say that you can be reimbursed up to a certain amount, right? So you need to put down the value of the items in there on the customs form. It's only up to like $100, right? But it can be covered by the shipping. But yeah, UPS, in my opinion, should cover that because I don't want to fucking spend the money. But you know, it happens so irregularly. We've had it happen a few times, but you know, we've sent 6,000 orders out. Of course, it's gonna happen, right? And as you increase with scale, things just slip. It literally does just happen, right? Like we get so many. UPS is completely different from the USPS. Yeah, the United States Postal Service. Yes. UPS is a private company. Yes, United States Postal Service. Yes. Have you gone to your P.O. box lately? I know Slaw has something at the P.O. box, and I did not get there today. I did not get there today because we had to pick up a fucking rental car, okay? And the rental car sucks, by the way. Is it a melon? There's a rotting watermelon in the mailbox.
Resolved, and then the Reddit post got deleted.
Sometimes things slip through the cracks, and personally, I believe that is intentional.
Oh, the new Feastables formula has more sugar and calories than Hershey's?
MrBeast changed the formula again to where it has mostly the same ingredients as Hershey's, and even more sugar and more calories per bar.
What's it like having a P.O. box anyway? Do you get a lot of stuff from fans? No, I haven't really, like, deliberately put it out. I mean, it's the company's P.O. box, but, like, occasionally people send stuff to it. It just like depends. That's kind of why I made a Throne, because you can like buy random shit using Throne and then send it to me. So it's just like a way for people to send stuff is through Throne rather than them just sending some mysterious object in the mail. Didn't someone send you that maid outfit? Yeah, someone did. There's a new maid outfit on the Throne, by the way.
Well, that'd be pretty messed up after MrBeast actively advertised his chocolate to be healthier than Hershey's. Luckily, it's just another lie. Dogback is being deceitful here, because he's comparing a single serving size 43 grams Hershey's bar to a 2 serving size 60 grams Feastables bar, instead of comparing it to a 1 serving size 35 grams Feastables bar. While if you recalculate the ingredients of both to 43 grams, then
also, another thing, I will say this, Dogpack even making this allegation in the first place, it's just like, yeah, who cares about this chocolate bar thing? Yeah, this is definitely okay. My thing with this is that it's chocolate. Either way you dice it, it's not healthy for you, right? Does it? Okay, yeah, I think it's on a timer for Throne. There might be hold on, it might be me that's able to do it. Or I might not have set up Throne to do that. Or set up the bot to do that with Throne. I need to check my... Let me double check my commands, actually. Because I don't remember them yet. But it's like, it's chocolate, bro. It's going to be unhealthy. You would have that link, SMH. It's literally like, how much crack is a safe amount of crack? Don't worry about why I have... Thank you, Cody.
Say that Feastables still has less sugar than Hershey's and actually has less calories than the previous formula.
This pit is fake.
No, it's not. Here's footage of them digging the pit. You know what? Here's a crew member's footage of the two non-CGI buses and non-CGI train being in the pit after they drove them in there.
Shredder is CGI.
Who really gives a shit about this, right? Where Dogpack is even alleging this? Like, I don't understand. Like, why the fuck does it matter?
At this timestamp, they do shred an actual Lamborghini in a legitimate shredder. But I will say that when they use CGI, it looks fucking terrible, as if it came straight out of a CW show.
This car is digitally lifted.
This car isn't digitally lifted, however, they did change the original red coloring to blue to make a visual distinction between the first rocket car they launched and failed, which was red, and the second one they launched, which succeeded, but was also red. Because they were scared that both cars being red might confuse the audience, so in post, they just changed the second one's color to blue. But there was no digital lift.
What you're saying, the things that you're saying are truly in good faith, and that you're not a disgruntled employee.
You can watch my video and like view it through the lens of, oh, this guy's just a disgruntled employee. But the evidence still speaks for itself.
Of course.
But the evidence still speaks for itself.
Of course.
This accusation of Dogback404 actually upset this engineering YouTuber who passionately worked on that rocket car for months to get it working, just to have this goober claim that it's faked. But Dawson doesn't care about collateral damage done to others. He doesn't mind throwing people in front of non-CGI buses to push his own agenda. He did it with the rocket car YouTuber. He did it with that tricked employee's phone recording they showed without his consent. He tried doing it with me by calling me overdramatic, pressuring me into making a video accusing MrBeast with uncertain and refutable evidence, which by now I know to be untrue, which he doubled down on, by the way. Every other commentary YouTuber did it without getting sued, even though just because a lot of YouTubers tried.
No, so those guys just yapped about whatever you put in your video, okay? You're the originator of that source, motherfucker. They are sourcing you, which, by the way, all this content sucks, okay? All of it sucks. It's just them saying, man, this is pretty bad.
Milking the situation and through unsubstantiated, easily disprovable...
Oh no, it's not more YouTube slop content discourse, bro.
...accusations out...
That's an interesting set of items on... Listen, you know what? I'll just say it. I don't want to spend the money to buy that fleshlight, so if somebody dies...
Therefore, clout, views, and money without getting sued doesn't make it an okay thing to do, Dogback. Or do you think it's acceptable to make false CP allegations? Which, maybe I should talk about that for a second. See, in a recent video on Rosanna...
Is it a non or nah? I have no idea. I've never used this.
Pansino's channel, Dogback404 claimed to have access to leaked work chat messages, with one of them being Ava Chris Tyson distributing alleged CP of Ivanka Trump. Except Dogback doesn't always use the term alleged.
Yeah, this is the most disgusting one by far. Well, actually, the CP was probably more disgusting.
And he also proudly admitted to having downloaded that uncensored alleged CP on a now deleted community.
Yeah, that is a really funny one too. Guys, I made sure it was CP. I checked it was on my hard drives.
Post and admits to having reverse image searched what he thought was CP in the video. Obviously, Dawson French himself was called out for owning and reverse image searching what he believed was fucking CP because...
I was wondering about the $10,000 fluorite crystal. Okay, some of the shit I put on there is clearly a joke. Some of the shit on the throne is clearly a joke. Please do not spend $10,000 on healing crystals. Don't do that.
That is weird, and the crimes
of CP are not protected.
What's the likelihood of... I don't think he's going to go to prison. I think he's going to be sued.
First Amendment rights and are illegal contraband under federal law. The legal definition of sexually explicit conduct does not require that an image depict a child engaging in a sexual activity. A picture of a naked child may constitute illegal CP.
So he deleted that community post to then lie about never having had the uncensored CP on someone else's YouTube video. Funny thing is that it only took 1 hour for people to find this tweet about that exact picture of 18-year-old Ivanka Trump being in a GQ magazine.
Yeah, I do think he should be sued. I think Dogpack needs to be sued.
It only took 1 hour. 1 hour.
Why do people take Dogpack seriously? I mean, every single good point he fucks up 5 times over. So people don't like Okay, people legitimately think MrBeast is like Jeffrey Epstein Antichrist, okay? So people really want to believe that that's what he is. When the answer to who MrBeast really is a lot less interesting than that, okay? We all want to think that it's that insane, but it really never is.
Do not falsely accuse someone of distributing CP.
It's like he cost.
I mean, listen, I think it's very telling that the target went off of PewDiePie the second MrBeast took #1. Okay?
Lies to get him.
He also is just kind of vibing as like a dad now, but I do think that a lot of people aim at it just because.
Out of trouble, and only when he's run out of lies and in face of a serious trouble and he's run out of options does he reveal the truth.
Not to say that there's legitimate stuff about MrBeast you could say, just that I think people's reasoning for it is a lot less altruistic than they say. I think the people saying that they're calling out MrBeast via altruism are lying, and that it's totally okay to just say, I'm a hater. I wish his downfall would happen, right? I don't think we need to justify it with some moral superiority. And the people doing that are probably have some ulterior motive that they're not being frank about.
He tries to pull the LOL I said allegedly thing again. I said, as Ava alleges. I said, in my opinion. I said, may. I said, if.
Yeah, this is the most disgusting one by far. Well, actually, the CP was probably more disgusting. But
So either Dogback knew that it wasn't CP and made those false accusations anyways, or he's just a fucking idiot who can't even use Google. But that wasn't the only lie in that video, was it?
You know,
boss?
honestly, I would believe that he's a fucking idiot who can't even use Google. Okay? Computer literacy is down. Dogpack is a young guy. I'm certain he doesn't know how to use a computer.
This isn't a work chat. This is just a small snapshot of a company chat, but it's, I think, one of many. I've heard that there's other company chats that they communicate on.
Yes.
And
it wasn't a work chat. It was created as an NSFW meme
You
chat.
can only use Google with an Apple Vision Pro.
And by already known degenerate Ava Tyson. There's even examples of Ava getting mad whenever anyone talks about anything work-related.
this is just a small snapshot of a company chat. Small snapshot of a company chat.
What you're saying, the things that you're saying are truly in good faith, and that you're not a disgruntled employee.
you can watch my video and like view it through the lens of, oh, this guy's just a disgruntled employee. But the evidence still speaks for itself.
However, at one point it was changed to a work chat by Ava, at which point she also kicked everyone unrelated out of there. But then the chat instantly died because obviously no one else, including Jimmy, wanted to use it as a work chat. Now, I will say that even though this image is confirmed not to be CP, Ava did seem to think it was at the time, and so this proves that she is even worse than we thought and is a disgusting individual. However, the way Dogpack tried distributing what he believes was a picture of a sexually abused...
Yeah, dude, the fucking... I swear to God, the MrBeast is a pedophile angle is literally Lefty Pizzagate. There's no other way that I could see this other than people just assume every single billionaire is a pedophile. Like yeah, Diesel's Law, right? But this one already broke Diesel's Law like months ago. Dude, it's Lunchley Gate, man. This is Lunchley Gate. Dude, you should see what's happening in the group chat beneath the Lunchley Pizzeria. Freddy Fazbear was there, guys.
Child to thousands of possibly child viewers wasn't to inform people of degenerate Ava Tyson, but instead was to push his own agenda, framing MrBeast into allegedly knowing that Ava was a confirmed pedophile. It's so disgusting. See, I say framing because if you look at all of the messages around that image, it's a huge rant from not just Ava, but other people as well, about pedophiles exposed by the hacker group Anonymous in this Twitter thread she linked with that picture of Ivanka Trump, because it was in that Twitter thread, as well as a rant about Jeffrey Epstein and billionaire pedos. And I don't think context matters here on Ava Tyson's side. I still think this is fucking...
Dude, it's a big circle. It's all a big circle.
Disgusting. However, I do think context matters for the people perceiving Ava Chris Tyson's messages. I'm sorry, but if I'd see my friend actively ranting about pedophiles and bashing them, I'd actively be convinced to not think they're a pedophile when they send degenerate memes like this. I just cringe on the inside while thinking that they have a degenerate sense of Zoomer humor. Even Trey Yates, the person who leaked
Is
the
Freddie
chat to
Fazbear the
and
equivalent to Bill Clinton in this situation? Dude, I saw Kai Cenat with the Hak Tua girl beneath the Lunchley Pizzeria. What could this mean?
Rosanna,
I'm really worried for the Rizzler's future. What could happen?
refers to those memes as a weird thing Ava found funny in the past, instead of confirmed pedophile messages.
A lot of the edgy type of content and a lot of the, edgy cringeworthy humor started with Ava. Like, she sent a bunch of messages that probably shouldn't have been sent in a work group chat just because she thought it was funny at the time.
So even he, who actively dislikes MrBeast, didn't even notice.
So with all this evidence, I think it's definitely fair to say that Jimmy knew about Ava Tyson's behavior.
But Soggy, Rosanna Pansino and Talkback 404 reported Jimmy Beast to the FBI, so he's gotta be a pedophile.
I don't even think they actually reported it to the feds. I don't think they. What I think they did is that they did that anonymous tip thing. That's like through that third party that works with the FBI, and then they just wipe their hands of it because it's really easy to do that. But like when you call up your local Fed department, okay, you're on the phone with them for fucking hours.
People vastly underestimate just how easy you can report someone to the FBI. Even as a non-American citizen myself, I just created this entire forum of Rosanna Pansino and Dawson French, aka Dogpack404, distributing CP in 2 minutes on tips.fbi.gov, which I will now submit to the FBI. Soggy serial reporter.
Great, now this fucking European iDubbbz is bogging down my bureaucratic hellscape of federal employees.
Rosanna Pansino and Dawson French to the FBI? Holy shit, they've gotta be guilty now. See what I did there? Also, I didn't submit this because unlike two other creators, I'd rather not waste the FBI's time from finding actual CP distributors to push a selfish, manipulative, and personal agenda. And manipulating Rosanna Pansino so you could use her bigger channel to spread this disinformation is so...
He did get me. Though it would have been funny if he did. There's just some guy who works in like the clerical department. He's like, not another YouTuber. And then it gets handed over to the YouTuber department.
Vile. Look, I knew you were petty, Dawson, but I never expected you to stoop this low. He also tried dragging the famous anime Higehiro and its fandom through the mud by saying it's about a 26-year-old having a romantic relationship with a minor.
Dude, the commentary, like, anime discourse is like always the worst. It's like always the worst. Because none of those fuckers watch any of the animes that they're saying, this is this, I'm calling this is this. Motherfucker, did you watch it? Did you see it? Like, you can't even fucking talk about it. It's so, I love seeing when the anime communities interact with, like, drama communities. Because it's like a bunch of guys who sit around and yell at 4chan, turning around and, like, meeting the guys who, like, actually post on, like, anime.
See if Jimmy knew about Ava's concerning behavior. June of 2021, he sends a message of an anime called Higehiro. It says, I bet Chris would love this show. Why?
What's this show about?
Well, it's interesting that you ask, because the show is about a romantic relationship between a 26-year-old salaryman and a 17-year-old high school runaway.
So Jimmy in the chats is saying, I bet Chris would love this show because it's right up her alley.
Why do you think Chris would love that show, Jimmy?
And MrBeast saying Ava would love this? Even though the anime is about the exact opposite.
He posted that one thing about the anime with the, like...
Why is Himple... No fucking way, Himple... It is so funny seeing the drama streaming community in this video, bro. Holy shit.
Adult getting into a relationship with a...
That's okay. Here's the thing. That's a lie. That is such a bullshit lie. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
He literally said...
No.
He literally said,
the context...
Why would he say that, though?
No, the context of that anime, that show is about a 26-year-old guy, okay? He takes in this runaway girl who is selling herself to prostitution. She's like 17 or whatever, 16. I don't remember. She's 17, 16. She's selling her body because she ran away from home because some other shit happened. And I remember this because my friend tried showing this to me. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? It turned out it was actually a very wholesome show about this dude kind of teaching her like how to get through like all this trauma that she had in her life. There was never any romantic intentions there. Sure, if you watch the anime in the first episode, the girl was coming on to him, but the guy rejected her and saw her as a daughter. That whole show, he had a whole nother love interest in that show. This whole time. This was never about the dude getting into a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old.
You guys actively pissed off the entire anime side of Twitter with this one. So this again more so proves Jimmy.
I love that last one was like, Hero is mid as fuck, but this was wrong. Guys, I started fucking Dandadan. I don't know, like fucking dude. The Mike Tyson Paul fight sucked, and then episode 7 of Dandadan was out on the same day. Okay, so I watched the Mike Tyson fight, and I was sad. And then I watched episode 7 of Dandadan, and I was even more sad. Jesus Christ. Is that the one where I don't fucking spoilers? I don't know fucking if that happens. But I don't know. I feel like it might, but spoilers. But yeah, no, Dandadan's where the ghost bites his penis off and he gets powers. It's the one where the ghost bites the kid's penis off and he gets powers. Yes. The first 2 episodes are kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. Least weird anime plot. Yeah, that does. Yes, that literally does happen. It doesn't show any of that, no. But he makes he gets powers off of this granny who's the 100-kilometer granny. So he basically becomes Shadow the Hedgehog, and it's kind of like Chainsaw Man if you guys have seen that, right? And it's like a coming of age story type thing, right? He's like a nerd and he has no friends. And he meets this girl. Yes, it is like Fooly Cooly. There's a lot of Fooly Cooly in it, right? Basically, there's this old lady yokai that eats dicks. Yeah. But it's got a lot of like the 2 main characters. They're so fucking like these fucking just great romance building. I like the cast better than Fooly Cooly. Yeah, I would agree with that. I like it better than Fooly Cooly, but I also didn't grow up with Fooly Cooly. I feel like if you were a teenager when Fooly Cooly came out, and you were like this nerdy 10-year-old, 12-year-old during the time when Toonami was peak, you would have been watching that and feeling really represented, right? Oh, yes. Okay, the opening for Dandadan, fucking fire. Holy shit. I wish I could play it. Yeah, I was that prime age. Yeah, it's like, Greg, you're from the age that like grew up with like Fooly Cooly and Evangelion, right? But then like I'm like a little after that, right? So I just got like the Shonen Big 3. But yeah, it's like yokai and aliens, and it's so good. It's so good. The grandma in it, not the ghost grandma. There's the guy who gets the Shadow the Hedgehog powers, and he starts to become friends, and I'm pretty certain he's gonna fall in love with the girl who has psychic abilities. Her grandma is a psychic, and she is fucking smoking. Psycho, yeah. Peak. But yeah, it's very good. I highly recommend it. If you were like, I like Chainsaw Man, but this is that, right? I guess manga and anime that are like Chainsaw Man are getting pretty popular now. I fuck with it. I think it's saying a lot more than some of the other stuff we've gotten. I mean, it's really just a good time for anime. I'm so glad that the isekai train is slowing down, because holy shit, am I like Sword Art Online, blah blah, like all these fucking anime. It's so fucking. I was so fucking tired of all the isekais. Okay. Second stream in a row, Diesel has talked about finding older women attractive. Manny, you need to show up to no more streams. Yeah, all the isekai shows were killing me. So I saw Chainsaw Man. I thought it was okay. I understand why it's not like getting a second season or whatever. I recently watched JJK, and JJK is phenomenal. I need to see Bungo Stray Dogs. I haven't watched that yet. But I'm really impressed with Don. There's a lot of great animation, and the character writing is very good.
He didn't know.
So with all this evidence, I think it's definitely fair to say that Jimmy knew about Ava Tyson's behavior.
Dawson, maybe look at the people you're working with. It's not a good look when your friend Cam Nuggets is revealed to be watching minors spread their assholes on Discord. And you want
to... Yeah, in Cam Nuggets' defense, that happened and he like immediately left the VC. or it was like... Either way, he didn't stick around from what I remember. I can't remember the specifics, but he didn't stick around for that, right? I don't want to say something that's not true, but he didn't sit down and take out the popcorn and start eating popcorn to the fucking goatsy moment.
I know the worst of all? Dogback and Rosanna used what they thought was a CP picture as clickbait.
Hot take, I don't like Chainsaw Man and don't see why Don Don could be compared to it. Okay, here's why. So there's been like this move in anime recently to urban fantasy, right? And so anime and like Japanese like manga turns towards like yokai and stuff for urban fantasy quite a bit. So Chainsaw Man takes the idea of yokai and like, you know, makes this government enforcement agency that deals with it and yada yada yada. And this guy makes a deal basically with a demon basically to get chainsaw powers, and that's where that comes from. And there's like other stuff going on too, right? Chainsaw Man deals with a lot of like, if you read the manga of Chainsaw Man, and you get some of this in the first season, but if you read the manga, a lot of it's about like, you know, coming of age, how to deal with developing emotional relationships with women, what kind of relationships are probably unhealthy. Devilman Crybaby getting snubbed. Devilman Crybaby came out so long ago, but I will say Devilman Crybaby is peak, by the way. If you haven't seen Devilman Crybaby, I actually moved it. It's like over on, I have a special shelf for all my manga omnibuses. I have the original, I have like the Devilman omnibuses, 1 and 2. So it's like the entire life of Go Nagai's Devilman. Dandadan was a result of the author wanting to write a shonen story with a female protagonist, which isn't super common. Yeah, that's also another. Momo is the main character of Dandadan, which is really nice. She's a super great main character. But you know, the reason that it gets compared a lot is because some of the themes and how the characters get their powers is similar, right? JJK does it too, right? Where instead of demons or yokai, they're called curses. But the curses are all designed off of yokai. And if you like ever do read about the Japanese mythology and stuff like that, right? The curses in JJK are literally just yokai. It's all of these things are just Bleach. I don't like the design. Like for me, I really like creature design. I think Dandadan has way better designs for their monsters. JJK also has some really strong design language. I just don't like Bleach's design language personally. What's a good yokai book? I need recommendations. When I was in college, I would rent out like big textbooks personally. So it was like, you know, the dry like literary stuff.
for their fucking thumbnail. They even A/B tested 3 versions of it. You know, just trying to get some
Dude, what the fuck? These are all like Nicholas Diorio's tweets in video form, man.
more views by putting alleged CP in your quirky thumbnail.
Diesel, what if Devilman Crybaby did a cover of Nostalgia Critics The Wall? Oh, you know, if Devilman Crybaby came out today, I could imagine the Twitter discourse. Actually, back in the day, it was probably the same thing. There is multiple rape scenes in Devilman Crybaby. And I think people would have much to say about that.
Will the allegedly abused child garner more views with a red background or the...
That is a joke. The whole demon monster power tropes thing was popularized by Bleach. That's why it has the Big Three title. Ah. See, I always feel like when we talk about the Big Three, Bleach is always the little brother of the Big Three, you know? Like, it's always the smallest of.
A pink background.
In my opinion.
Following their logic, they are now both confirmed pedophiles and should have 100% known that of one another. I can't, dude. I can't. In this video, where they do all this, a dogback dares to try and invalidate my past accusations that his...
That nigga Devilman Crybaby really messed me up. Dude, you know, star-crossed gay lovers can never be, you know, because one of them is literally evil incarnate, you know?
Video IDs he came up with while working at MrBeast were weirding and creeping employees out.
I suggested a video for breast cancer awareness about buying 1,000 boobs. Like, maybe not the most professional way to phrase it, you know, it's a little clickbaity or whatever, but like the actual video is supposed to be paying for mastectomies and cosmetic surgeries for breast cancer survivors.
That's amazing. That's wonderful.
With a thumbnail and title like these? Oh, wait. If this wasn't supposed to be creepy or weird, then why did you make sure to blur the title and thumbnail when showing it on screen? Don't be shy, I still got the sharp version. Oh, was it because 4 objectified headless pairs of boobs with the MrBeast clickbait face and the
I bought
title, I bought 1,000 boobs, wasn't in line with your I'm not a weird...
Have you seen Devilman's English? Yes. Yes, Lunar, I have. By the way, happy birthday. Okay, fucking happy birthday. But yeah, yes, I have seen the old dub, and yes, it's bad.
Creep agenda you were trying to push? Yeah, this, it's about cancer awareness message seems more like you realizing your manager didn't think that joke objectifying women was, funny, and you're then desperately trying to save your own skin by, you know, using cancer, especially when you also sent in these work IDs such as Baby Battle Royale with babies carrying assault rifles, or MrBeast does every drug challenge. Were those also for breast cancer awareness month? Also, didn't you say that MrBeast is mainly targeted toward kids?
Encouraging like almost children simping for these people. I would say he's gained most of his audience since then, and his content's only gotten younger. Now, MrBeast intentionally manipulates these children's vulnerable minds.
What happened to that claim? Look, I expected them at the end of the video to say that it was some twisted parody, but nope.
I would watch MrBeast try every drug. Dude, the video's gonna get really dark when MrBeast tries heroin.
They seem pretty proud of their slanderous content where they admitted to committing multiple alleged federal crimes. So, same time next week? But his collateral damage doesn't end with allegedly abuse.
MrBeast tries fent. Hi, today I'm going to be trying fentanyl.
Children. He also uses old people. For example, he tried using contestant 58 from the ages 1 to 100 video by claiming that he didn't really wink.
In this video, this wink was added in post.
And that number 58 didn't hear number 42 getting out of the booth.
In fact, 58 was actually on the far opposite side of the room from 42, and he just didn't hear him.
And because of that, number 58, a 58-year-old man, was so confused and getting harassed online to the point he felt that he had to make a TikTok about it.
Hey guys, Mr. 58. Been a while since I posted anything, but something's really been concerning me a little bit. I've been seeing things on the internet that have said I didn't wink in the MrBeast video 1 to 100. I did wink. I winked a few times, as a matter of fact. The other thing that's been said is I didn't hear 42 say he was stepping out of his cube. Yes, I heard 42 say he was stepping out of his cube. I did it on my own accord to step out with 2 seconds.
See, but if you were an anti-MrBeast guy, you'd be like, this guy was paid off by Jimmy to say that.
Left on the clock. I know of nothing in that video that was staged whatsoever, and I don't know why these rumors are going over the internet that these things didn't happen.
Right? Like, if this was a stream by a MrBeast detractor, he'd be like, this is obvious. This guy was clearly being paid off by Jimmy. Like, I don't understand. Like, come on, the dog being there with the cataracts? That's so obvious.
Everything that I did in that video, and nothing was edited after the fact.
Why would
Everybody-
they fake a wink? I don't know, man. My life would literally not change if I found out Jimmy Beast faked a wink.
Be good and have a great day.
This is just sad. I actually got mad seeing this.
Diesel, when are you being... Listen, man, if Mr. Beast wants to pay me to be controlled opposition, sure, I don't even fucking care anymore. Sure. Where's the check, Mr. Breast? Come on, Mr. Beast. Come on, Mr. Beast. Give me the money. Give me the money. I'll say whatever you want.
Old sweet guy gets so upset.
Sure, you can have some money. You can have finder's fee.
And what was Dogbag's proof for these claims? Well, I've got to preview the 1 to 100 video once, so now you've got to believe every baseless claim I make around it. Because you're so trustworthy, Dawson. I'd rather believe the sweet old guy who literally was in the video.
Everybody be good and have a great day.
He did it with Mark Bates, a random subscriber contestant.
I subscribed to MrBeast and literally won $1 million. I literally was in this video right here, and all I did was subscribe. I had no relation with MrBeast or anything like that. And they flew me down to North Carolina. I live in Cleveland, and changed my life forever. Literally. All I did was subscribe.
Who won $1 million and then made a video after winning that prize, which Dogbag just took a very out of context clip from.
Another example of things slipping through the cracks.
The second thing that I probably would do different is invest. I talked to Jimmy after I won $1 million, after I finally got the remaining amount in my bank account. I was telling him, I was like, man, I don't want to fail. I don't want to be like how everybody's saying, like I'm gonna run out of money and do all this crazy stuff. I was like, man, Jimmy, please help me. And he said he was gonna help me and we was gonna invest, but yeah, that didn't happen. So.
Oh no, he didn't invest for Mark. Oh wait, what's this clip right after? Which Dogbag conveniently didn't put in his video?
Invest, but yeah, that didn't happen. So yeah, and let me clarify, Jimmy did help me. Cause I know, like I said, I know y'all be like, oh, he didn't help him. He did help me financially, but like giving me money he did give me funds.
Oh, so MrBeast still funded Mark even after winning and spending the $1 million? Okay, apparently they just...
The Dogbag presented it as he never got the money? What?
Had him on a monthly salary at the MrBeast company without him having to perform any work there. Well, this guy's a victim. Mark paid himself.
Oh, wait, hold on. I want to read that. After that video, we put Mark on a monthly salary at the company to give him a passive income stream. Well, there you go. Okay, that's not bad.
Company without him having to perform any work there. Well, this guy's a victim. Mark Pate himself was so fucking frustrated from Dogbag using this out of context clip to push his personal agenda that he made 2 more videos speaking out against all of the DMs he was getting from Dogbag's followers.
Channel everywhere. You guys been saying that I'm a victim of MrBeast and that he didn't help me. You've been talking about everything. It's not my story, so I really wanted to get up here and tell you guys that MrBeast really did come through for me, Jimmy. I love you.
Dogbag doesn't give a shit about who or what he uses or whose life he ruins just to push his own narrative, and it's fucking disgusting. Showing out of context clips and snippets is something that Dogbag does a lot, by the way. He also did it with Mac when MrBeast asked him what he was gonna do with the $800,000 he won.
What are you gonna spend the $800,000 on?
I've got 3 friends of mine, childhood friends of mine, and they don't have a lot of money. I'm gonna make sure they don't have to worry about money anymore. I mean, my life's changed now.
Oh wow, he's gonna give it to his 3 less fortunate friends? Well, that is so kind. Let's see what Dawson made of this.
Bathrooms.
What are you gonna spend the $800,000 on?
I mean, my life's changed now.
Yeah, I'm sure that $800,000 is really gonna change your life.
Oh, he got that whole part out to insinuate Mac was gonna spend it on more bathrooms in his...
What does that even mean? He's gonna spend it on more bathrooms?
Huge mansion that he didn't even have.
Mac started working full-time on the editing team at MrBeast. Also, he didn't just move into any old house, he moved into a $1 million mansion. His 6,000 square foot $1 million mansion comes with a movie theater and 7 bathrooms.
See, I saw the actual property listing and, well, obviously I can't show this, so you've got to trust me on my word. But the house is on the name of another editor at MrBeast, which Mac was sleeping over at because he himself didn't have a house. But Saugi, didn't you expose
He was poop maxing. Dude, he just wanted more bathrooms, okay? Listen, he was in a 6-bed, 3-bath house, okay? He wanted a 6-bed, 12-bathroom house, okay? Full bathroom, okay? He wanted to flush in one and then flush in another and then flush in the next.
Mac for being a liar? Why are you now picking his side?
I hope Dogpack did this because he didn't get the Apple headset. I hope it's that fucking simple. This all could have been avoided, Jimmy Beast, if you had given me my Apple Vision Pro.
Big sides, nor do I just blindly hate every person I criticize.
Sounds like a house I'd make in The Sims.
What am I? A disgruntled employee acting like a toddler? Mac left Eric after all. And by the way, I've never seen Mac try and use fake CP to push a personal agenda. Also, Dogbag. take that clip from my video out of yours. Because now you're using my content to push your lies.
So over the next 7 days, I'm gonna be giving 1,000 random people that subscribe a free Samsung Galaxy S24.
How is this legal? I don't get it. All you have to do is subscribe to your channel.
All you have to do to enter to win one of these phones is subscribe.
It's a scam. Holy shit.
The Samsung giveaway was legit. Here you can see old testimonies from random subscribers who won and got contacted by MrBeast. Also, PewDiePie never bashed that clip. It's just another example of Dogbag's manipulative editing. Now, even though we've only touched the tip of the lies of Dogbag iceberg so far, I preemptively want
What if the Dogbag was mad because the cheese he got wasn't drippy?
to ask Dawson,
You can pay less water by using more bathrooms and not flushing. I feel like you know, there's like a point where, you know, there's an absurdity factor here, right? Where like the reasonability of you having more bathrooms than you have seats in your home should like alarm the average person.
why would you knowingly spread all of this disinformation? Now, Dogbag, something you really shouldn't say because it would make you look real dumb, is either...
He mentioned the fact that he is not a professional journalist or investigator, just a guy throwing allegations around for other people to properly investigate.
As you did in a desperate attempt to save the little credibility you had left after falsely accusing someone of domestic violence.
Oh, fucking surprise witness. Shout out surprise witness. This bitch is nuts.
And kicking their dog in your third video. Because this is what you said in your first video, which I'm also disproving.
And I don't want to put a lot of like hearsay into this video. You should just believe the receipts that I'm showing you and not what I'm saying.
Well, I've looked at the receipts, Dawson, and so far they're telling me that...
What does the Apple Vision Pro even do? I don't know. Let's Marquez Brownlee do 90 in a school zone.
You're a lying asshole. And before you try and defend yourself with plausible deniability, I'll just play this clip.
MrBeast knows this, but you know, he's a poker player. He likes a little bluffery, a little plausible deniability.
Also, me disproving cheap attempts at slander from this guy doesn't mean I'm defending this guy. I know a lot of people believe in the delusion that defending MrBeast is the safe option. I know there's people have been living under a rock lately, but defending MrBeast right now is actual career suicide. While regurgitating Dogbag's lies is the easy and safe way to generate millions of views and hundreds of thousands of dollars. But in my opinion, blindly taking either side should be heavily frowned upon because there are some very questionable and fucked up decisions MrBeast has made that he needs to be held accountable for. And I'll get to that.
MrBeast killed Peanut the squirrel. MrBeast personally funded Pookie.ai by Haktua.
However, to effectively criticize him, help genuine victims, and hold him morally and legally accountable, we must first...
The Rizzler is actually a plant by MrBeast. The Costco guys don't even like Costco. The chicken bake was CGI. Dude, today I saw this really horrible clip from Asmund. There was like he was like watching a clip of rats being tested on. And it was like, the rats were blah, blah, blah. And then the rats were fed an American diet. And then the rats had learned helplessness, right? Like the rats got Alzheimer's from eating shit, right? And then Asmund Gold was like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would they test on rats when I'm a person? Like, rats are totally different than me. You know, they have a different digestive system than me. So how could they even be comparable when they're just completely different creatures? And Asmund Gold's dad called him on stream because his dad is a college professor. At one point, he literally says the words, "I'm not a rat." That's true. His dad called him up and was like, no, rats are a lot like us. And he's like, I'm not writing it off. I'm just not writing it on. It's like, bro, just no. If I was a professor and my son was that stupid, I would jump. I would jump.
clear the table of all of the lies that have been spread by Dawson French, aka Dogpack404, such as the lie of Feastables using child slavery. It takes a single Google search to find several public articles to prove that from October 2023, the same time when they took their slave-free banner off of the Feastables website, they've been in talks to join Tony Chocolonely's open chain ethical sourcing initiative, and did so officially from March 2024, which if you don't know, Tony Chocolonely's is a Dutch chocolate brand known for their goal to produce chocolate as ethically as possible, and one of few companies legitimately doing so. And now Feastables is the first major US-based company who joined them with the goal to actively reduce child labor and slavery in the chocolate production process. But then, why they take slave-free banner off of Feastables' website? Well, dear Dogpack, already typing that question up on Twitter.
Tony Chocolatonis sounds like a front for the mob. It sounds like a fake business from regular show.
You can literally read the answer on the Tony Chocolonely's website. Why did you make the switch from slave-free to exploitation-free? We've adapted our mission messaging to help us express the scope of impact work we do today. When Tony started, we were laser focused on one issue in the cocoa industry, but as we've grown, our areas of impact have grown too. Our mission statement needs to be inclusive of all the work we do today, from addressing multi-dimensional poverty to remediating child labor and everything in between. Wow! It took one Google search to not falsely accuse someone of using child slavery? Yes. For the people who don't know, Dogpack did falsely accuse someone of DV and AB.
MrBeast, Dogpack404, put out his third video, MrBeast's Secret CEO, in which he was later proven to have accused an innocent man, James Warren, MrBeast's cousin, of domestic violence. He later admitted this on Twitter after his own source.
Speaking of reading chat without context, I haven't been able to get AI chat summaries lately. Yeah, I think they retired that feature because it kept saying the wrong things.
Disproved him, and he looked into it himself, only to find out he accused the wrong guy.
That slanderous video is still up, by the way, after more than a month of people begging him to take it down. Disclaimer, he took it down a few days ago, but after almost 2 months and 3.1 million views, you're not getting off the hook that easily, Dawson. And the video of the false CP allegations is also still up. He also made life-ruining allegations against Lokoya Hill, who was the person that made the decision to fire Dogpack. Here's an audio clip from the leaked firing interview at Beast.
I'm our CEO. Part of my job is pushing back on everything that we're saying. So
Well, because you're trying to fire me, and I want to work at this company.
I'm the CEO of this company. If I'm talking, don't interrupt me. And I am telling you this is what's happening, and you're telling me that I'm wrong. I am not wrong. I've made the decision. Here, we will take care of it.
I appreciate that. Can I please have a second chance?
It's not.
I'm getting paid. Just let me come in and let me try to be coachable. If Hoodie changes his mind, can I? And I've been trying to get to this point of working on MrBeast for a long time.
I wonder why he's trying to...
Dude, that call would be brutal. Holy shit. Dude, the begging for your fucking job. Dude, if you're at that point, just eat it. You know exactly what's coming. There's no way you're saving it. I don't know how you could be a working adult and then the CEO walks into the room and says, "Hi, I'm Lokoya Hill. I'm the COO. You're getting fired."
Destroy Lokoya's life.
I think there are other people at the company. If I were to switch departments, that would be very happy to have me. I don't care about the salary.
It's not what happened.
Or Doc Scara.
She's your hiring manager.
Or put a picture of his manager on his psychotic wall for no reason but personal spite. Coincidentally, all three of those people were in the room when Dogpack was fired.
I'm our CEO.
Car, we are still going to reimburse you.
This is the original contract and the original NDA.
It's like he's just doing all this out of a personal grudge.
How do you not just leave? Are you not embarrassed? Yeah, I know. How do you do that, dude? Like, that's so inappropriate. Like, have some fucking self-dignity, bro. You do something stupid at work and, you know, that you've broken contract. You go, okay, I'm gonna leave now, right? Because, like, fuck, dude, you're gonna leave and then everybody's gonna know about it.
We'll lie if we have to. I mean,
of course.
I just try to be honest, I guess.
What is selfless hero? You know, a selfless hero who, whenever he can, mentions that he didn't...
Bro loses his first job, goes on an internet tirade. You know exactly that's what it is.
Make these slanderous videos with any personal gain in mind.
That's like the whole point of this is the video's not monetized. It's on a new account.
Wait, what do you mean that's the whole point? You didn't say that.
Like, you know, in the description of my video, it says, or in the intro too, it says this is not monetized. Because if it's monetized, then people think I'm just doing it for clout and money.
But you're doing it to expose the truth on woke media.
Exactly.
But you're doing it to expose the truth on woke media.
Exactly.
This is textbook manipulation. Him saying he's not gaining anything out of these videos is
Ludwig is one of those people that I'm like is very famous, is not a good interviewer. It is a very good DBZ shirt. I will say that.
extremely deceptive. He gained 700,000 loyal subscribers, collaborations with huge creators, which he's clearly trying to abuse, and it's all built
Yeah,
on
Dogpack originally tried to like slander XQC. Yes.
lies, deceit, and manipulation. If there is one person who gained anything from all this, it's Dogpack. And purely out of principle, I'm putting a mid-roll ad here. Here Dogpack talks about how MrBeast scammed everyone by having people pay to get—
Yeah, Ludwig and Oompaville dropped the ball. Yep. I think Oomp has it in him to get... I could see Ludwig getting better, but I don't think Ludwig is really passionate about that aspect of anything. I feel like Oompaville would want to improve on his interviewing skills.
their memes sent to the moon, the rocket exploding, and them not offering refunds. First of all, people have shown proof of getting refunds even before the failed launch, just because it took longer than expected. Second of all, have you thought about a second launch? And as usual, I don't just have to take Dustin's word for it. The news article, which you put in your proof document, literally states the following. However, failure would not mean the end for S Robotic, which is the company MrBeast paid to carry a copy of the hard drive filled with the memes. It's certainly going to have some impact on our relationships and our ability to secure additional missions in the future, as Robotic already has a contract to fly another robotic lunar lander mission for NASA later this year. And this conveniently went unmentioned in your video.
3 years later, the spaceship finally launched, carrying beautiful pictures of deceased loved ones to the moon, where they would be immortalized. It fucking exploded.
Side note here, Dogpack also uses another very manipulative tactic, where he shows this stinky, dinky scrap metal rocket instantly exploding, which made people believe that MrBeast was really trying to nickel and dime this entire space mission, while in reality, the actual
Ludwig said how he didn't really get what Dogpack was saying, and Dogpack tried to come on, but he still didn't quite understand, and everyone in his chat called him a Jimmy Glazer. One of my... So, you guys heard me do this during the Scarlet interview. I mean, it was really a debate, but I said, don't look at chat. I turned off chat when I was talking to Scarlet, because I didn't want you guys feeding me lines.
spacecraft carrying the hard drive was a high-quality Vulcan Centaur rocket made in collaboration with NASA as well as the ULA.
Vulcan rocket, launching a new era in spaceflight to the moon and beyond.
Stinky dinky rocket, high-quality spacecraft carrying the hard drive with memes from MrBeast. Dogpack's manipulation, reality. But Soggy, what about the insider knowledge he has from working there?
In my opinion, as somebody who worked for MrBeast,
it has been proven time and time again, he only worked there for 20 workdays. As a new employee in like a 250 to 300 employee company, you're not gonna get much credible insider knowledge in 20 days. But he also had anonymous text messages from ex-MrBeast employees. Well, see, I have two notes on that. One is that
yeah, but he's dead now, so who cares? I still hold out hope that one day he will return like Emperor Palpatine somehow.
That I feel like anonymous text messages can be used as tangible proof if either you have the receipts to back them up, or you as a person can be trusted to not have faked or manipulated them. Which, I don't think we can trust Dawson on that one. And two, even if those messages are from legitimate ex-MrBeast employees, they're wrong. This text, for example, which Dogpack uses as a foundation for MrBeast rigging his challenges, according to them, after a shift change in the 100 Boys v Girls video, no girls were eliminated when closing off their circles, so it was pretty much rigged. They think? Okay, love the lack of confidence in their own claims, and the lack of confidence makes sense. Because if you simply watch the 100 Girls v Boys video, you can clearly see a girl got eliminated during that part of the challenge. And in this behind the scenes video, you can even see how many cameras they had to make sure the challenge wasn't rigged.
So we could constantly monitor it. This is the kind of stuff we don't normally show. We had to have 6 or 7 people here monitoring every angle, because if they just touch the red line, they're out.
He also used this video as a prime example of MrBeast never using random subscribers, even though multiple people who can be identified by their nameplate can be proven to be random, non-influencer contestants from outside of North Carolina.
They are never random subscribers. If you subscribe, you will...
Oompa doesn't really cover drama. He would rather do deep dives into cults and stuff. Oompa absolutely has covered drama. Well, he doesn't like to cover drama. I think Oompa doesn't mind drama content, right? Either way, regardless, those things that he's covering are going to require interview skills, period. They're going to require interview skills. Outside of research skills, interview skills are by far the most important for people who do stuff that's like investigatory. And I think even more so than the research is the interview skills are lacking quite a bit. If YouTube ever competes with like media, which I think it could, that needs to improve a bit.
not win $1 million.
I subscribed to MrBeast and literally won $1 million.
Oh, that contestant had to get out for her job? I guess you forgot she's your hiring manager. I actually recognize a lot of people in this video, including Jimmy's own girlfriend.
Yeah, Dawson, because they were filling in for contestants who had COVID at the time. You can see MrBeast's girlfriend publicly talking about this in a podcast from years ago, by the way.
I saw on your Twitter that you were in the video 100 girls versus 100 boys for $500,000.
Yes, that was an accident. On the day, everybody had to go for COVID tests, and a lot of people came, got their COVID tests, and they tested positive. And the girls somehow ended up with way too little contestants. So I got a call randomly from the studio, and they're like, we need a female.
What, you wanted them to let contestants with COVID participate in the challenge? And in this podcast, she also says that the contestants were informed beforehand that even if they lost, they'd still receive the $5,000 prize money.
Which was the plot twist. Even if you leave, you get to keep the $5,000, which makes it easier for people to leave the circle.
Yeah.
So the goal was, it was sort of a psychological test, really.
And people know that if they left, that they would still win.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the big plot twist, which I'm a huge fan of.
So not only were you wrong on all accounts, this is probably the worst video you could have possibly tried building your case on, that MrBeast challenges are rigged. And then your only other example of this accusation is the "in 10 minutes this room will explode" video.
I want to show one more example. This is a real-time video, meaning that time elapses the same in the video as it does in real life, and the timer is clearly added in post.
Okay, this is just getting embarrassing at this point, but you sent me this picture, Dawson, to seem more credible by proving you were on the set of a video. And if you look real closely at the picture that you took, you'll notice that it's the set from the 10-minute video, where you can see that the timer was in fact not added in post.
So you could...
Oh my god.
Assume that producers might be off camera with remote switches to trigger the flow of water.
Assume my ass. You didn't assume shit, you're breaking your NDA by spreading confidential info you knew from being on that set. And yes, I do give permission to anyone whose life got damaged by Dawson French to use my video against him in court.
The producers might know.
Dude, this is gonna be really funny when this one gets brought up in court.
How long it takes for the water to...
Do you think Rosanna's feet will be in the courtroom?
clear out of the room, so they can sort of decide on the fly how many turns of the valve it takes, or just when to trigger the water in general to make the results close?
No, they did it for safety, as to not force someone to exert extreme force trying to turn valves underwater in a room submerged in water. Just like they replaced contestants who had COVID with employees, because for safety reasons. A thing you so vehemently claim they lack at the company. Same with this video, where a safety team forced the MrBeast crew off of their raft in the 7 Days Stranded at Sea video for about an hour because of this dangerous lightning storm. Wait, what was it you said again?
You can clearly see there's no one in the shelter. These are their empty beds. But you didn't spend the night soaked, Jimmy. You slept on the production yacht.
Oh yeah. You lied about them allegedly sleeping on a luxurious production yacht. No, they were forced to stay on a rusty barge for about an hour for their own safety and went back on their raft as soon as a life-threatening lightning storm passed. And here is video proof from the rusty barge. Wow, what a luxurious yacht! Now you can still argue about the fact that they went...
Oh, additional info about the podcast Rosanna put out. She did not show feet. Sad day for foot fellas, bro. Sad day for the foot fellas.
Off of the raft, but I don't think it's faking a challenge when you're forced by your safety team to leave your raft once to get on a rusty barge for about an hour to sit out a life-threatening lightning storm to then get back on the raft as soon as possible. It's making sure people don't die. On one side, you're preaching, the MrBeast company isn't safe enough.
Wow.
But then you use every single example of them actually implementing safety protocols against them as if they're doing it to rig challenges or not always use random subscribers. Do I really have to explain why they don't use complete strangers in challenges that include a man and a woman having to stay together in a small enclosed space for 100 days? Pick a side, Dawson. Do you want them to fucking die for a challenge, or do you want them to be saved? That's why the 24 people in a circle for $1 million video didn't get published, which Dawson insinuates was some elaborate scheme to force more people to buy shirts, and then they'd run away with the profit.
We're gonna have 24 people, we're gonna put them in 24 different circles, $1 million on the line, have some fun, you know what I'm saying?
Also, this video never happened. There is no MrBeast video of 24 people in circles competing for $1 million. So like, did they just pocket the money or what?
Well, again, it was because of peak COVID. And this time, I'll let the contestant who took part in that 24 people in the circle for $1 million challenge explain what happened. I've heard that you were in the 24 people...
Jesus Christ. MrBeast and friends should have died in that storm. I hope one day to really have so much hate flowing through my bones that it just Then it just fuels my entire existence. Oh my god. Checking my notifications. Interesting, interesting. Good information to know. I bet you all want to know that. Unrelated news that I was pinged in. King Cobra spotted with a new goth baddie. She is a fan who came to visit with her boyfriend and dog. Oh no! No! He's in the cuck beer chair, cuck mead chair. Shit, dude. It's brutal. It's brutal. It's rough out here for a guy like King Cobra. No. Dude, his meads are fucking disgusting, dude. Holy shit. Who's King Cobra? That's a story for another day. Story for another day, chat. Dogpack seems like the kind of dude who would glare at you from across the cafeteria during lunch in high school. Dude, you know he kind of has like the shape, like Dogpack looks like the physical like shape of like the Virgin Chad guy, you know, from the Virgin Chad meme. Like he looks like the physical version of that. He totally is like the Death Note Andy guy. God. If a man with a rotting mouth can get pussy, so can you, Chad. Holy shit. I think I'm gonna end it there because I'm getting kind of tired and it's getting kind of late and I'd like to eat food, so I'm going to go do that. But yeah, I'll hopefully have more time to stream this upcoming week. It was kind of a busy ass week, so you know, just one of those weeks. But I'm gonna get out of here. Good night, handsome. Good night, gamers. Oh my god.